Service is working with the City of Omaha and the community to provide temporary and permanent housing arrangements. Work is underway to meet the needs of those impacted. You can help. Donations can now be made through the Omaha Community Foundation. Go to omahafoundation.org and help the residents of Legacy Crossing today.
Shop Woodhouse Place Hyundai and Nissan, 144th and Giles. KOZN, Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs.
Crossover. Oh, killer crossover.
Just crossover.
It just crossed him over. Danced him. Another victim to the crossovers. Crossed him up and sit him down.
Time for the crossover.
Hey!
John and Josh are here for the final crossover of 2022. Hi, guys.
Hey, how are you?
Great. Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. It's actually a Happy New Year.
Yep. Legitimately Happy New Year.
Wow.
We're ready to lock in.
8 days away.
But, John, this is the last time we'll get to say it on the air to people. So it's actually Happy
all
New
next week.
Oh,
yeah.
we do
say it frequently next
We
week.
do say it a few times.
For
That's
sure.
true. That's true.
How long do you go on that? Probably a week after New Year.
Well,
Josh goes like 2.5 months.
yeah. I
The
go
only
March.
thing that killed that bit for Josh was our crossovers.
Yeah, I used to say it I said it for a month and a half because it would make people mad. But then we started doing it for the crossover, and here we are.
Well, good job by us then.
Yeah, I guess so.
And here we are.
Mm-hmm.
We killed the Happy New Year.
Great news for you guys. You get to watch the Independence Bowl during the entirety of your show.
I was hoping that maybe the announcers on ESPN would have been part of the group stuck in the elevator.
Now,
and
Deuce
then-
McAllister's good.
and they would have to just do the announcer-less broadcast.
Wait,
you
so
guys
what
weren't. You guys weren't old. Well, there was the elevator in the press box here in Shreveport stuck with people inside it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
We have a song about Sipple, who is sick.
Who loves
called
Shreveport.
Stuck in an Elevator. Nick, look
That's
look up
right.
elevator.
Was
Is
it
that an
about Bob
Aerosmith
Bianco?
parody?
It was about him. He was supposed. Yes, it was Nick. He was supposed to fill in. He was an hour late because he did a speaking engagement as he always does,
Uh-huh.
and he got stuck in an elevator.
Oh,
and
I
so
didn't know
Stibbs
this.
fired up a song. It was very funny. Very.
Job by
Funny. Is it gone?
Stibbs.
Is that gone too? Do you know how to spell
They got
elevator?
purged?
Oh my God.
Gosh, Neil. I mean, now he's gone.
Neil is the gift that keeps on giving, or in this case, the
We're
gift
gonna
that keeps on
realize-
taking
We're
away.
gonna realize that stuff is purged out years after Neil is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mhm.
Oh no, never mind. That's a Church of the Corn bumper.
Even
I have this.
Because it gets stuck in there and then you can't get it out.
That was Mike Schaefer.
is Stibbs' folder still?
Yep. I'll see if I
Yeah,
can
go
find
into
it.
the folder and search elevator.
Was it to the tune of "Stuck in the Middle" by the?
No, it
No,
was
Love in an
Stuck in an elevator.
Oh, nice.
Simple's coming down. Like seriously, he called us. He's like, I'm gonna be late. Hour
He
late.
called you from the elevator.
I think so. I think that's
you
what
find it?
happened.
Not yet, but that is one of the crossovers. Is that day Sip was late coming here. Remember that one?
Well, no, because he's late all the time.
Well, no,
Yeah.
you weren't here for that. It was
Oh,
John, Sip, or John and Sip, and then Sip just showed up halfway through the crossover.
see, very on brand.
Sorry, I'm late.
Sorry, I'm a little late.
Very on brand. Man, classic. Oh, Steve Sipple. Hope he's feeling better as the year finishes up.
This looks like such a cool place and a very nice touch there by old
Oh.
Dana. He's wearing the
Skate.
He's wearing the
State.
he's wearing the Mike
I got it.
Leach. Mike Leach.
Wait, we have the actual.
pulley.
We have the full audio.
Let's hear it.
You want to play it?
Yeah,
let's
turn your
hear it.
mics on.
Let's hear
Here we
it.
go.
Working like a dog for the boss man. Oh, my blog is going up soon. Yeah, gotta get in line at Dunkin'. Oh, but it's already past noon. Yeah, stopping at the bank first. Oh, hopping through the elevator. Oh, yeah, some old lady's cursing. Oh, no, Josh is gonna be pissed. Stuck in an elevator, but I'm supposed to co-host a show. Stuck in an elevator. Gotta get out my takes that flow.
Oh,
Okay, that's pretty good.
I knew that there was something in there about making fun of his takes.
He really went for it.
As
Too.
a musical purist and lyricist, I mean, it didn't quite fit the lyrics of the original Aerosmith, but it totally makes up for itself.
Yeah, it's good on its own. It's a standalone good song.
Because it stims, and at the end, it's gotta get out my takes.
Gotta get out my takes that blow.
I think he whipped that up in like the 15 minutes between us finding out he was going to be late and actually starting the show. God. So funny.
Oh, God.
Like it.
Yep.
Now we can make it as simple as 6 songs. I don't know what tune it would be to, but
let's see.
Yeah.
There aren't many like pop songs with, about people being sick.
Down with the sickness.
Down with the sickness.
Well, but isn't that
so
more
sick.
like just like a mental thing?
It doesn't matter. If
Not
it
like
fits
a
the
physical-
joke.
I know, but I'm just thinking if because if you think about all of the themes in pop music, of course, love is the most popular one.
Sure. Folks, we love love.
But we've literally had
Christmas.
Christmas.
Love Christmas.
But
Not
like,
about sickness.
just getting stuck at home, with it coming out both ends.
Yeah.
Dude. That was about
I
me a
think
year ago.
I think there's an opportunity here for a band to really lean into.
That's true.
We could call it Down with the Sipness.
Nick, get on it.
Okay.
That's your first assignment for 2023.
I did
was
a
a
metal
song-
version of the Formula Friday song. I could do that.
There was a song on Rock Band, I'm So Sick. It was like by like a Screamo. It was not Screamo. I think it was called Flyleaf was the band.
Yep, it's Flyleaf.
I'm so sick. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You could do that for
I could do that.
Simple, but I
I
don't
wonder
know
if
people
Sip
have
is a
heard that
big
song.
Flyleaf guy.
I bet
He might
is.
be. He likes Seether
He
a lot.
loves Seether.
That's kind of his wheelhouse.
Hey, he
Odson-
said he was going to drive across the state to go to that Seether concert.
I don't
think
blame
he-
him.
I don't think he ever did though.
They got some really good
Or
albums.
either the one about Honey, why you calling me?
No, that's Hinder, Josh.
Oh,
That's a good one though. He
yeah.
could make a simple remix of that song.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
Lips of an angel.
Odson says to the tune of Brick by Ben Folds. Is that a song about being sick? Or because of the brick,
be sick,
because of
Brick.
the rhyming?
I don't listen to a whole lot of Ben Folds, but I trust Josh.
I don't know about Ben Folds either.
I know about Bill Folds.
Dad jokes.
Well, I beat Nick to it,
That's true.
I wasn't actually
And-
going to make that one.
which is why it was funny.
Hey, yo.
Stibbs, by the way, responds. He says, not my
Oh,
favorite.
back from Beyond the Grave.
Yeah, R.I.P. Not the
R.I.P.
favorite of my songs, but maybe my biggest accomplishment, writing and recording that during the show, LOL. Yeah, that's what I thought. So we played it for Sipple later that day.
He also adds that was when a former FMPD, that's short for program director, came around the corner and was mean mugging me in the Coil studio. That guy sucked.
What was that guy's
Was
name?
that
That
the-
was the guy who always got mad.
Was that the guy who got pissed at me when I lost my mind over?
Was that the bald guy?
Yeah.
What, was
no,
that? Was that?
no.
That was a Schwarber play.
You guys don't know his
Schwarber
name?
made a bad
No,
mistake.
I know the name. I just don't know if we because
It's
one
not
of
the
our
bald- it wasn't the bald guy.
one of our former PDs still works in the market.
I don't care.
Okay.
This guy sucked really hard.
They
he
weren't
would get-
great.
He would get mad, yeah, because we're a pretty loud station, as people.
Oh,
imagine.
for sure.
Yeah. And so John was freaking out over a Schwarber, home
Schwarber
run
botched a ball in
that's
the
what it was.
outfield or something, and I lost my mind
during a
during
commercial
break.
Yeah, and he comes around. He's searching everywhere. Who's making noise?
It's a radio station. It's
Exactly.
built for noise.
That guy didn't last year very
Tall
long.
one or short one?
Short. He was
Yeah,
very
okay.
short.
I know who it is.
Yeah, he had
Honestly,
hair.
I
Short,
don't
baldy?
even remember what
No,
he
he
looked
had
He
like.
wasn't bald.
He had
No.
hair. I remember the
I know
bald
who it
guy.
is.
Short guy with hair.
He could walk into this room. I wouldn't know who he is.
Yeah, we tell him to get out of our.
I
No, he
honestly
does
don't
still work in the
remember him,
market.
but I
Does he?
do remember
Yeah.
the mean mugging. It's
Right,
weird. I
yeah.
remember the mean mugging, but I couldn't pick his face out of a lineup.
I liked the bald guy. He was nice.
He was nice.
Bald guy?
And there was a
Baldy?
the FM bald guy too.
FM Baldy.
Yeah.
You know, the sad thing is, outside of David, who's our boss now,
Oh, he's bald too.
the only other guy I
Not baldy.
remember
I see a
was
pattern.
the guy with the wild hair who used to get us wrestling guests.
Oh, that
What?
guy. That guy had a lot going on.
That was
did.
before my time.
Yeah, this guy.
Yeah, he was the FM ops guy, and he was like on the side, he was like an independent wrestling promoter.
Hell yeah.
And he got us Kevin Nash.
Yep. That was an emotional
And-
interview because you guys started talking about Scott Hall, and like he was like openly like close to crying.
No,
on
that
the
was
air.
DDP. That was Diamond Dallas
Oh,
Page.
I thought Kevin Nash cried too.
No,
Maybe not.
no.
Okay.
Nash was pretty chill. But yeah, so he would randomly get us wrestling.
What an
that
odd
explains
skill.
That explains why there's so many old pictures of Shane with wrestlers.
Yes.
Oh, that does explain.
Well,
that.
no,
Yeah.
that was different. That's
Was
when
Jake the Snake in at one point.
No, but WWE, when they would come to town, occasionally the guys in the morning would get a WWE guest. That's where that came from.
Just for Shane.
There's a weird amount of pictures of Shane with wrestlers.
There is Shane with wrestlers a lot. Yeah. Shane. Well, the Shane picture that I know that is he's with like the WWE divas.
Yes.
Oh, good for him.
Oh yeah.
And then there's the one with Johnny, and they do the Heisman pose together.
Yep, that's a good one.
Yeah.
A lot of good Shane pictures.
Oh yeah.
Yes, there are.
I have a great Shane picture saved on my computer. I show it every time we end up talking about him.
I want to see it.
That one. Sasha decided I'm going to make the photo for everyone at their actual height.
I'm glad Sasha did that.
Oh, it's classic.
Thank you, Sasha.
Thank you,
Nobody
Sasha.
knows what we're talking
Oh,
about. But it's good.
Yeah,
It's good.
It's very funny.
It's a goodie.
It's very funny.
No,
By
you
the-
need to retweet that. So
do
the
I
folks
need?
can-
Am I retweeting? Am I?
Of
sending
course
this
you
out?
are.
All right.
Of course you are.
All right. What should I say?
I don't think any
Hey,
context.
check out this picture. Merry Christmas.
Today's a random Christmas picture.
Okay.
We were just talking about pictures of Shane.
What
So
if it
here's
says
a picture of
Happy
Shane.
New Year?
All right, there we go. I'll just say Happy New Year. Happy New Year. 2 of the 3 people in this picture are gone.
Yep.
Not from the world, just from the station.
They're just not here. They're just not here.
Yeah, they're not here anymore.
No, my favorite is still, and I'm going to retweet it right now.
Okay.
Was the one I captured in a perfect moment.
Oh, Stibbs?
Yes.
Oh, I know this one.
I'm sitting right here during a break.
Oh, man.
And every Friday, Shane was working the log, and it was up to Stibbs and Shane to fix the logs for the weekend, blah, blah, blah.
Oh.
And Stibbs would just get so annoyed with Shane.
Because he'd come in here
he'd
and
come in here during breaks.
Could you do it? They haven't come down yet. I want to go home.
So it's a picture of Shane. He's got the door propped open. He's getting ready to leave the room. He's telling Stibbs something. And Stibbs can see I'm sitting here.
Stibbs
like this.
looks like his head's gonna pop off.
And Stibbs is just mean mugging my camera.
Oh yeah, that picture.
It is my favorite picture of Stibbs. Because he hated Friday.
That's a very specific look that I think only Shane could give.
Oh
people.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I've made that face.
I think you're gonna tweet out a picture of like Ben. Do you have anything with Ben on your computer over there?
Ben. You're the Ben guy. You're the guy with the Ben fetish.
There are a lot of Ben
Okay,
pictures.
do I have a folder? Maybe.
Ben was the weird guy, right? Everybody always talks about that guy.
I literally have a folder titled Ben being weird. So
I told you had a Ben
Did you
fetish.
just pull
Ben
all
was
the
the weird guy.
Did you
His
just pull all his
Facebook
pictures
photos.
off of? Yeah, his Facebook.
his
is
Facebook
amazing.
photo is wild.
God, when he would come,
I'm not gonna tweet out these ones,
When
but
he
this
would-
picture.
Ben
it's
was the
just-
guy. He was only here like once a week, right? Or-
For a while, it was
For a
more
while.
than that.
He
Yeah.
trained me. He trained Josh.
He trained me as a part timer over a decade ago.
and then he trained me as a part-time.
wasn't a very good trainer, though. I think we can say that.
well,
God, when he would come in here during COVID
With his
wearing
mask.
that same disposable
Oh, no.
With
mask.
It looks like barbecue sauce was
It
all
was
over
either
it.
barbecue sauce or he had held it outside the window of his car driving from Grand Island, just smashing bugs into it. It just was the grossest thing.
not the
I
same
still
disposable
remember
mask.
when he was like my 2 favorite presidents of all time. And we were like, oh, what's Ben going to say? He's like, JFK and FDR. We were like, what are you talking
wow.
about? It was,
That's
I
not
don't-
Nixon or Reagan.
no, it stunned us. We couldn't believe it. Oh, man.
Jeez.
What happened to that guy? We
You
used
think
to have
he
a
just
We
drop
gotta
of-
get some more characters around here.
See, Ben, and we always talked about this with another one of our old bosses.
what happened to all the weirdos? Where'd all the weirdos go?
He's
Yeah.
our producer now.
Hey-o.
That's true.
But like Ben would have been a great man on the street interview. Like he could have gone out and done.
Oh,
interviews.
man.
he
Yeah,
would have
we-
been. So
Everybody needs a
classic.
guy like that.
We always talked about using him as a
Yeah.
stunt guy.
Yeah.
But we never did.
We never did. I think we tried to do something with like Pokemon Go. Remember when that was?
I do,
Probably
yeah.
because we didn't have to want to deal with it.
Hey, man, just go out and do something. whatever it is, whatever you come up with.
You asked about
We'll
where are
play
the weirdos. John says we're in the YouTube comments now.
That works.
Yeah,
I like the YouTube. Shout out to the YouTube commenters.
Yeah.
The YouTube commenters kind of make up for our lack of weirdos.
It's taken on a life of its own as the year has gone on.
It has.
They really need their own name. Like there's friends of the program, then there's sickos of the YouTube.
Yeah, I think so. I think
Sickos?
the YouTube sickos.
YouTube sickos.
I think
or
that
the
works.
sickos of the Grum.
Yep. Yeah, they certainly are.
I do like using the word sickos. Though.
It's really fun to say.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so no more weirdos in the office. They're all
Yeah,
just
no
on
more
YouTube.
weirdos.
Everyone's kind of normal now. That's a bummer.
Someone will get down with the sickness at some point.
Ooh,
Oh,
Yeah, it'll happen. It'll happen. You know, it just takes time. We still have some uniqueness. I mean, there's still an office vibe that
Oh, for
exists
sure.
here.
Oh, for sure.
You know,
yeah, definitely.
I mean, weirdos for this. It's not as weird as it could be in radio. You know.
Yeah.
We're weird for an office.
Sure.
And a bunch of weirdos for a normal office.
Yeah. But yeah, we don't have any of the real strange people anymore.
yeah.
I mean, God, we had a boss who came in one time. He's like, I had a guy get shot once. Okay. Nice to meet you too, boss.
I've heard that story 5 times.
It's a great story.
It's so good the first time.
I had guys high on cocaine.
That would have actually made a good end of year program. Would have been that meeting we had.
Oh.
The all staff meeting when he basically introduced himself to us and
The first one with
Yeah.
Mr. T.
with Mr. Thompson.
T. Yep.
And when he basically called Gary out like a naughty 8th grader in science
Oh,
class.
because we're him and
Remember
Damon. They were chit-chatting
they
in
were
the back of the
chit-chatting in
room.
the back, and basically he stopped the meeting and
Just stared at him.
Well, but then what did he say? He said something pretty flippant, like, you know, something like what a teacher would say to a disruptive student, just very dismissive. And I just remember
Do you have
going,
anything you'd like to say to the crowd?
kind of like that, but it was really
He was great.
intense.
He was great. He was a weirdo.
Definitely good for content.
Oh, yeah.
The amount of things that he would like, some of his non sequiturs or one liners were amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I've sat down with him for about a grand total of 45 minutes, and
Well,
You ever been to Amsterdam? No, I haven't.
we have to thank
I'm 22.
We have to thank Mr. T. He was the one that came up with the crossover,
Mr. T.
and that's
The
why
legacy lives.
That's why next week it's the best of crossovers.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't exist without his.
He hated best stuff, so thank you and curse you at the same time.
And he gave us
6A to 6P.
6A to 6P.
He gave us that.
It's still AM radio.
Radio replays?
Yeah.
He did give us that.
John is radio replay boy.
Yes,
that was his idea.
Yes,
Oh, that's
He gave
you.
us
I
Deviltry.
I was kissing up because he was like, he was all about we got to remember it's radio, it's no matter what we do, it's radio. And that's when I said, well, we should call our podcast Radio Replays.
Radio replays.
And that's
And
why
we
they're
still
radio
do.
replays. You're welcome, America.
To this
But
day,
they're still AM radio.
definitely
AM radio.
nobody calls them podcasts.
No.
No.
Jordan says, Josh, do you have something you need to share? Me plus you equals nighttime fun. Oh,
Me plus
man.
you equals nighttime fun.
Classic.
God, they are packing them in at the Independence Bowl.
Did you see
Yeah.
the
Just about as much as the battle.
me
at
plus
the
you
vault.
equals nighttime fun? Did you see the picture of last night in Fort Worth? Oh God, because the feels like was -7, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah, and so they were playing where TCU
Ooh.
plays. Baylor, they
Fun.
got smoked.
Ooh. I
Yeah,
bet
that was not nighttime
not-
fun for
no.
Baylor.
Not nighttime fun.
It was for Air Force, though.
Wow.
Yep, indeed.
I mean, we complain when it gets 7 below here. Down in Texas,
Oh
they
God, yeah.
probably like, what the hell? What in tarnation
I
is
just
going
shoot my
on here?
gun at it.
I was actually expecting less people at the Creighton game than there were. Like
I was-
actually
I
thought
was
they
too.
showed pretty okay.
I was too. I was pleasantly surprised by how many people
Yeah.
actually showed up.
What are
'cause
they
it was damn
it wasn't a
close.
full house, but it
No.
was still pretty good.
What are they expecting on Sunday?
I honestly don't know. I would guess.
Christmas.
I would guess it's probably going to be about the same as it was for Butler. That'd be my guess.
Yeah.
It depends though, because
Depends
people
on
are
what
out
the
of town.
winners do with their winnings.
With their spoils.
We're giving away 5 pair of tickets today.
Oh, that's true.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's true. We are.
Mm-hmm. So you could win tickets.
You could win tickets, so you can get away from your family on Christmas
Oh, nice.
Or you could
And-
take your family, I guess.
and not have to watch the Broncos and the Rams.
Now that's a Christmas gift.
By the way,
that's
we
huge.
showed the video of the Broncos. Apparently, that was a gimmick from CBS. They did Christmas uniforms for both Denver and LA.
Oh, really?
And they
Do you have the Rams video too?
I don't, but I saw pictures of of the Rams.
Do the Rams ones look cool?
I actually like the helmets with the reindeer on them.
Well, yeah, the Bronco helmet had the reindeer head with the Santa hat, and the Rams helmets were an inverted yellow with blue horns.
Oh,
and inside of the blue horns, it had Christmas lights.
That's cool. That's really cool.
You know what? As much as I'm not a huge fan of just stupid uniforms, if you're going to play on Christmas Day, lean into the bit.
Wow. What a take.
I actually liked it.
Well, Nick had a great idea. He wants to redesign the NFL. Nick, tell him your idea.
I just want a Christmas hat on every logo for Christmas.
A Christmas hat.
Just a Christmas
all
hat.
Of the logos.
Don't change the logo in any way except for adding a Christmas hat.
Hang a Christmas hat on it.
The Commanders just hang a Christmas hat from one of the parts of the W.
One of the dubs on the
Bengals just on the B.
On the
somewhere.
point of the star, the Dallas Cowboys star.
The Bengals doesn't have a B on their helmet. Nick, remember that their helmets look like
there's
stripes.
nothing on there.
Oh, that's fair. Well, just put a helmet somewhere.
Well, someone yesterday said the Cowboys helmet could be the star on top of a tree.
Oh,
you could put a tree on Dallas's helmet and then have the Cowboys star on top.
What do you think about that, Commish?
I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I just want the NFL to be more festive. Like the 6 teams that play on Christmas, I feel like they should do something goofy.
Yeah.
Well,
when's the last time we had it where
that'll be hilarious?
The New Year's Day is an NFL Sunday, and all the New Year's Day bowl games get moved to Monday. I guess I didn't even realize until I just looked.
It was 5 years ago. It was 2017 into 18.
Yeah.
It usually happens like 5 or 6 years. Every 5 or 6 years. Nebraska's game in 1995, the Orange Bowl, that was on the first, but the Rose Bowl with Penn State was the next day.
Yeah, because back then that's when the playoffs would happen.
Yeah.
So if the NFL playoffs were on January 1st, all the bowl
would have
games
been early,
moved to the second.
Right.
But the NFL playoffs back then were just in the afternoon, so the Orange Bowl stayed in prime time, and then Penn State played Oregon the next day in the Rose Bowl. After Nebraska and Bob Costas had already declared national champions.
Yeah, that year, the playoff games on the first were New England versus Cleveland and Chicago. Wow, they upset Minnesota in the Metrodome.
Go Bears.
Look at the Bears. There was also games on New Year's Eve. Kansas City lost to Miami, and Detroit lost to Green Bay 16-12. Oh, and then Dallas beat Green Bay 35-9. Ah, those are the good old days.
Man, I do not remember anything of those playoffs.
Yeah, because you're probably just too stressed about Nebraska.
I was working a lot.
Yeah,
I was working a lot. It wasn't much stress.
Working man.
Yeah, because we were on the air with an umpteen-hour pregame show during those playoff games. That's why. Didn't pay attention.
Bet you don't miss that.
No, not really. Don't miss that at all. Don't miss it.
Better chance you're going to get stuck in an elevator.
Stuck in an elevator.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Wow,
that died quickly.
Happy New Year.
Have a good Christmas.
Yeah, I think I'll probably leave now.
We'll see you next year.
See you next year.
See you next year.
It's been a whole year of crossovers.
Hey, congrats on 1 year of the show. I mean, I guess we'll tell it to you again on the 3rd, but
the 3rd will be the actual 1 year anniversary.
That's so cool.
Really?
You made it.
Yes.
The Happer show is 1 year old.
1 year old.
So does that mean we have to get the cake with the big number 1 on it and stick your face in it?
Yeah, you guys need to show up with.
Give me toys.
Yeah, yes.
We should do that. We should have a crossover.
Some
cake.
Gerber food.
Gerber.
Do a crossover cake.
Is there a better brand name for a product that describes what it's for?
Than Gerber?
I mean, doesn't Gerber sound like
something really
it sounds
disgusting?
Like, it sounds like, and it sounds like a noise a kid might make when
Gerber.
It sounds like something a kid would call
spoon-
grandma. That's Gerber.
Gerber. Gerber.
And then you stick a spoonful of mushed up peas in their mouth.
Oh, God, kids are disgusting.
Yeah, I know.
Especially infants pooping all over themselves.
They don't even know how to do anything.
Yeah, seriously.
They don't know how to do anything.
Idiots.
A friend of mine was telling me how their kid, they're all congested up because they couldn't blow their nose.
Oh my God.
They can't know how to blow their nose. They get all congested up and then they get sick.
Well, you know what
it
you
gets infected.
You know what you get? You get the little
huge idiots.
You get the it's the little
You gotta get the
rubber
nose,
balloon and you stick it in their nostril and you suck it out.
No.
Yeah, you gotta suck it out with the nose squooge.
That's why I'm not gonna be a dad.
my friend did not know about this method.
Oh yeah.
Hospitals used to just give you one.
I don't know.
Yeah, you would. It was just a device. It was like made out of rubber, and you squeeze the little bulb, and you stuck the nozzle in there, and then you
sucks it out,
and it just.
See, it's
I don't know how
amazing.
you
Snot
clean
comes
those.
out.
The little
though.
baby doesn't know how to do that.
I don't know how you're
themselves.
supposed to clean those.
You
though.
really don't. I mean, you run it under some hot water, but there's always going
Can
to
you
be
boil it?
slime inside.
Can you just boil it to disinfect it?
I don't know if you can.
This is disgusting. We
Kids
could
are-
have stopped
babies
when
are
we were
gross.
just like Happy New Year, and now we're talking about kid boogers.
Kids have boogers, Josh.
Yeah.
People have boogers.
Yeah, and they don't know how to get rid of them.
Yeah, I don't care.
They
about
need balloons.
It's not even so much the boogers; it's just the snot.
It's just this gunk.
Just a lot of.
Think
snot.
about the gunk that you get rid of like every morning.
that. Oh, it's gunky.
Yeah, it's gunky.
Yeah.
The kids can't get rid of that.
Idiots.
It just sits there, and they get progressively triggered throughout the day.
And then they say Gerber.
And they say Gerber.
Gerber. Maybe we should do a taste test Wednesday with some Gerber.
Oh, great idea.
Disgusting. We need to bring back Taste Test Wednesday. It's been canceled since COVID.
products. I know. Well,
We used to it was an excuse for us to eat on the air.
let's
Remember how we never did that chicken sandwich thing
Thank
because
you, Nick.
everybody
I was
got
just going to
sick?
say that.
Yeah, that's right. Everyone
yeah.
got sick, but everyone wants to blame COVID for everything. It died because we got too lazy. It was like, well, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
And then someone's got to go pick it up. And
You can only
it's a
do it
pain
like
in the
3
ass.
weeks at a time.
Yeah.
Because we'd also usually behind the curtain, we'd record it before the show because we didn't want to eat lunch at 4:30. You know?
Yeah.
That's pretty
It
normal.
was so
Yeah.
dumb. By the way, my mom says it's called a booger sucker, and she used one on me.
Wow.
Look at that.
I think booger sucker's an uncreative name.
Wow.
It's called like
Well,
a
I mean-
splooge or something.
Well, I don't know
It
what
kinda
the
makes that
technical term is
squooge.
for it.
Kind of makes that noise.
You think
Happy
you
New
think
Year.
they'd have better success from a marketing perspective if they called it like a booger balloon or something like that?
I mean, I like the alliteration. I think squooge is fun to say. Like, oh, get the squooge.
A squooch.
Or it's like how people call pacifiers binkies, right?
Yeah, it's just a made up word.
Binkies?
Yeah.
Binky
You've never
was
heard a
al-
pacifier called a binky?
No, the binky was always. I always thought the binky was the favorite blanket.
No, that's
That's
blanky,
blanky.
or banky.
Or banky.
I've heard blinky used to describe the blanket.
Well, things have changed since your kids were babies,
Oh,
John.
binky.
Well,
Binky.
no, we didn't.
Yeah,
we
I
didn't-
could- a
we didn't
binky
use
is the
such
thing for the
stupid
mouth.
terms with my kids.
Yeah, binky is the
Like,
mouth
you want a
one.
blanket or not?
Dave says,
Speak English.
hello, Dave.
kid.
Every morning, my
Gerber.
5-month-old sneezes out snot the size of my thumbs from each nostril.
Oh,
the size of your
Kids are great,
thumbs?
though. Hey, congrats on the sex,
Kids
Dave.
are great, though.
So the kids mastered the farmer's blow. That
Nice.
is awesome.
Well done.
That comes in handy.
Well done.
Just-
It's
all-
good to know the farmer's blow.
It all just comes out at once.
I've never been able to successfully execute a farmer's blow.
Oh, it's nice once you get it down. My grandpa would just do it so casually.
Well, like when you do this.
yeah. When you just
I do it when I
It's
run.
called a snot rocket.
Yeah, I got to do it when I run
I
sometimes.
do it every morning.
And then sometimes it gets on my shoulder. And I'm like, yeah, it's going in the washer anyway.
Yeah, you're wearing a shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
So what happens when you're running naked?
Well,
Gerber.
wouldn't you like to know?
No, I would not like to know. And the poor people on the trail exposed to this
yeah,
monstrosity should never know.
they probably should.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Okay.
Happy New Year
Bye,
again.
Hap.
Happy New Year.
Bye, Hap. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Enjoy
Merry
time
Christmas.
off.
Happy
See-
holidays
see you next
for
year.
those who celebrate.
Yeah.
Happy Honda days.
Coming up. It's Friday.
It's Friday.
It's Friday. That's
Hell
all I can say.
yeah.
To hell with it. 1620 the zone.
The Connor Happer Show.
Matt Rule has quote tweeted himself and did a king hat. What's a king hat called? Josh. Josh.
It's a crown.
What's a crown and a flame, a fire emoji. Are you sure that's what it is? A crown, not a king hat.
The Connor Happer Show. Weekdays from 10 to 2 on 1620. The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast from the Godfather's Pizza Weather Center and KETV News Watch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
Dangerously cold Friday with a high today near 2 degrees, but at the warmest, feeling like negative 21. A wind chill warning remains in effect throughout the day Friday with northwesterly winds up to 40 miles an hour. Otherwise, mostly to partly cloudy today, becoming partly cloudy to mostly clear tonight. Extremely cold, feeling like 27 below zero. I'm meteorologist Caitlin Harvey with KUCV Newswatch 7.
1620 the zone's Unsportsmanlike Conduct, brought to you by a great friend of the program, Union Bank and Trust.
Creighton coverage on the zone is presented by Barry Law. At Barry Law, we fight alongside those who choose to fight back. Call Barry Law at 402-999-7777 or visit BarryLawFirm.com. At Barry Law, we're in it to win it.
Lula Bee's Breakfast, Brunch, and Bar is downtown Omaha's go-to spot for quality food with a Mexican flair. Lula Bee's has everything from French toast and omelets to shrimp tacos and burgers. There's even a full bar with uniquely inspired cocktails. Want to have a party? Lula Bee's has a fun and festively decorated party room that seats up to 65 of your favorite humans with custom catering available. Book for holiday parties, family events and celebrations, or just brunch with all your friends. Lula Bee's, 9th and Dodge, or at lulabeesomaha.com.
I know my mom does everything she can, but most days we still don't have enough to eat.
Thousands of children in Nebraska and western Iowa face food insecurity. Visit foodbankheartland.org to donate and help nourish hungry families.
Join J-Tech Construction and Solar for their annual sock drive. Help J-Tech Construction and Solar along with Farmers Insurance. Warm souls with new socks as the weather gets cold. You can donate your new socks for adults and children to help the Open Door mission at NRG Media, 5011 Capitol Avenue, or at J-Tech Construction and Solar, 114th and Center Street. We'll be collecting socks until January 13th, so while you're out doing your holiday shopping, pick up some new socks for adults or children to keep our neighbors warm this winter season.
Santa Barkley is back, and this year, he's giving new FanDuel customers exactly what you asked for. Unwrap the gift of a no-sweat first bet up to $2,500 back in free bets. How about that number? When you sign up with promo code ZONE, that's up to $2,500 back if your first bet doesn't win. Now is the perfect time to give FanDuel a shot. The app, it's easy to use. They're always giving you great promotions, and when you win, you're going to get paid instantly. So, check out the same game parlays, all the odds boosts, live betting, all of that. It's convenient, and you'll see for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sports book, and they get you in the holiday spirit with a no-sweat first bet up to $2,500 back in free bets from Santa Barkley when you sign up, and it's easy to do. All you have to do is use promo code ZONE and be a big winner with FanDuel. 21 over, present Iowa. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Hey, it's Jan from Toyota, reminding you that Toyotathon is on and here to help make your holidays extra magical. How? Maybe it's driving in a Tacoma in search of the perfect hill to sled down. Hopping from store to store in a Prius to find the perfect gift. You did it. How'd you know? Or it could be something much more simple, like surprising loved ones in a RAV4 hybrid.
You made it, Bobby! You're all grown up!
And seeing their faces light up when you pull up to their home. Stop by Toyotathon and make this holiday one to remember. It's the perfect opportunity to gather with your friends and family, both near and far.
Dealer inventory may vary. Current offers on these vehicles end November 30th. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyotathon, which ends on January 3rd. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places.
See your independently owned Omaha Metro Toyota dealers, Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, or Baxter Toyota of La Vista.
This edition of Unsportsmanlike Conduct on 1620 The Zone is proudly presented by Union Bank and Trust. The program starts now.
John.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
John.
Hell yeah.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Santa tripping, baby.
Oh.
Yep. From our great composer, Ian, with help from Stibbs, our Christmas theme. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
From 1620 The Zone on Sportsmanlike Conduct. Ooh, look.
On behalf of management, Merry Christmas.
Yes, on behalf of Merry Christmas. I think they burned a hole in the turf.
What? With the heater?
Yeah, they had the heater out there pointed the wrong way, and the turf had a big old black hole in it on the sideline.
Question: is Louisiana the only school that has an adjective before? Like, it's like a 2-word mascot. They're the Raging Cajuns.
Oh, no, you have Crimson Tide.
Well, yeah, but they don't.
You have Thundering Herd.
Yeah.
But does that? They don't. That's like those are nicknames though. Like, does Louisiana have any other name they go by other than the Raging Cajuns?
Well, that's their team nickname. The
Right.
Raging Cajuns.
Nick, can you answer the question?
Yeah.
Thundering Herd.
Yeah, you got the Thundering Herd. You got the Crimson Tide. You have the Fighting Irish.
Mm-hmm.
What else do we have?
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I know there's others.
Nebraska used to be the Golden Knights.
They used to be the Golden
Scarlet
Knights.
Knights for Rutgers.
The Scarlet Knights for
Raging
Rutgers.
Cajuns is probably my favorite though.
There you go.
I like that.
Oh gosh, I know there's another obvious.
I'm just
one
gonna
out
look up
there.
list of college football teams. See if I can find one for you.
Thundering Herd. Let's see.
Green Falcons.
The mean
Oh, wait,
green.
no,
the mean green of North Texas.
Kent State, the Golden Flashes.
Golden Flashes.
Oh.
Uh-huh. Just scrolling.
We don't really. That's
Yellow Jackets. Did
Yellow
you say Yellow
Jackets.
Jackets. Tar Heels.
No. Well, the Tar Heels.
Do we want to count Yellow Jackets because that's also just the name of a
Demon
wasp.
Deacons.
Demon Deacons.
Demon Deacons.
Just gonna continue.
That's a lot of
this.
good.
Golden Gophers. Did you
This
say
weekend, Creighton's playing the Blue Demons.
The Blue Demons.
The Blue Devils.
Not the Red Demons.
You got the Blue Devils. You have the
Sun Devils.
The Red Storm.
Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders.
The Blue Raiders.
Let's see.
You see, you don't get
Southern Miss Golden Eagles.
You don't have a lot of those
There we
in
go.
the
I think
NFL.
we hit them all. Yeah.
Like in pro sports, are there any in pro sports?
No, I mean,
don't think so.
Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, blah blah blah.
They're all one. They're clean.
You're clean.
Take off the.
Yeah, they don't have any. There's none of them there.
Like how
I
cool
mean, the
would it
NBA
have
is
been?
weird because they have Magic. You know, it's not.
Yeah,
I
but it's
love
not
NBA
plural.
team names.
Heat.
They got the Wizards.
Got the Wizards.
Well,
you know what they used to be
the
called?
Raptors.
You know what the
The
Wizards used to be?
Bullets.
Oh, I was going to see if Nick knew. Did you know that they used to be the Bullets?
When did they change that?
1964-ish? No, late
No,
90s.
90s.
Yeah, because they were like, oh, we don't want our city to be considered violent. Bullets was such a better nickname.
Bullets was an awesome nickname.
You had the Supersonics.
Supersonics.
Hey.
Where were they from, Nick? They don't exist anymore.
No,
They moved.
Well, they moved. Yeah,
feel
they're
like
a
I know
different
this.
team.
They're now the Oklahoma City Thunder.
It wasn't
Thunder.
Philly or somewhere in the East Coast, was it?
No, it's West Coast.
Other
West Coast.
coast.
Seattle.
Oh, that makes sense.
Super
Seattle
Sonics.
Supersonics.
Let's see any others. I'm looking at baseball nicknames now.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? NHL. Red Wings.
all Red Sox.
Red Sox.
White Sox.
White Sox. Maple Leafs.
The Dodgers.
Okay.
As we've told you before, the origin
Trolley Dodgers.
was the Trolley
Yep.
Dodgers.
Knickerbockers for the Knicks.
Well, Knickerbocker is one word.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Knickerbocker is just one word.
Okay.
I
don't know if we said, did we say Golden Hurricanes? My dad texted in the Golden Hurricanes.
I don't think
Golden
we have.
Hurricanes of
Tulsa
Tulsa.
Golden Hurricanes.
Yep, that's a good one.
There you go.
I think we need to encourage
Riley,
more of this.
Rainbow Warriors. Did we say
Rainbow
that one?
Warriors.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. I like that
Did we
one.
say Golden Knights from Mustache Adam?
Yes, you said Golden Knights,
Okay, I did.
right?
Yeah.
Of
That'd be your ball.
Yeah, we need more of those.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe not necessarily, ones that really go together, like masculine Timberwolves, which really doesn't work because a Timberwolf is a wolf. It's not really masculine.
Timberwolf can be any gender.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking like lumberjacks for some reason. I don't know why.
Nice. And friends, it's Friday before a holiday. That's what the show is today. We're just going to randomly say things.
We're just going to randomly say stuff.
Uh-huh.
Because that's
By
what
the
we
YouTube
do.
comment section is just full of Red Wolves. Did we say Red Wolves?
Red Wolves.
Army Black Knights.
The
What's that
Black
called?
Knights.
John says the Nittany Lions, technically.
Yes.
That is a type of lion. Thank you, John.
It's the Nittany region, right? Isn't
that what it is?
Isn't that region called the Nittany region?
I don't know.
I want to say it does.
Riss says the Golden Bears of Cal.
The Golden Bears of Cal.
Uh-huh. Wow.
I guess
so
there's
thank
more
you
of
for
them.
the question, Nick.
I guess
Nice.
there's more of them than I thought. Mm-hmm.
Shout out to adjectives.
We need more adjectives in our nicknames.
4 adjectives.
You know, we could really get descriptive with these, like the
cool Dolphins, the bad Rams, the mid Cowboys.
Wow.
The meat packers.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that what they?
Well, that's what they were.
Yeah, that's what they were. They were sponsored.
The Acme Packing Company.
Those
it was
are
a
the old
sponsored
days. Did we say the Green Way from
the
Tom?
Green Way.
Tulane. The Bayou Bengals. Now that's a nickname for LSU.
Yeah, that's like a side nickname. That's not the actual
that was
nickname.
John. That was from John. No, that was
I
from
wonder if
Posty.
Was
Posty
Mighty Ducks a
Posterson.
nickname or is that their actual name?
Who?
Mighty Ducks.
That is their actual.
That is their actual nickname.
Yeah, they were owned by Disney.
What would LSU? Would LSU officially adopt Bayou Bengals and get rid of Tigers?
That would be cool.
Well, there are so many Tigers in the SEC.
I think they should. And the funny thing is
hate it.
about the 2 Tiger teams, or the 3 Tiger teams in the SEC, 2 of them can be affectionately known as either Bayou Bengals or War Eagle.
Mm.
Though War Eagle is about the actual eagle, but I've heard people sometimes refer to Auburn as War Eagle.
Before we go to break, how about this awesome tweet that we just got from our dear friend Steven? You know Steven. He says, "You guys have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Just got my present today, a clean scan. Best present ever." He's been fighting cancer over the last few years.
Yep.
Very
Hell yeah.
blessed. You guys are family. Even Nick, LOL.
Even
Nick.
Happy birthday, Eddie Vedder, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Nicely done.
Hell yeah,
Steven.
Hell yes.
Way
Let's
to go,
go, Steven.
Let's
you
go.
finally cleaned out the colon.
They took out the colon. They cleaned it out. Oh, that's great. So happy to hear that for Steven, man.
Yes.
A true friend of the club.
He's been fighting that for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much ever since we knew him.
Yeah, that's true. That's
It
true.
seems like.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. He wasn't down with the sickness. He's
No.
not down with it.
Hell no.
He's fighting the sickness and winning. He's hashtag winning.
Okay, Charlie Sheen.
You damn right. All right, coming up, we got Bill Conley, Kent's Movie Club, A Christmas Story Christmas, and we're going to review the list.
Oh, God.
We're going to review our Husker 10 question predictions.
Oh, God.
We'll hear from Ryan Kalkbrenner, who made his triumphant debut, or not debut, but return last night.
Nice.
As the Jays win over Butler.
And speaking of hoops,
we've got tickets.
We do. We have a contest going on today.
We do. What is it? Quickly explain the contest.
So it's Festivus today,
It
the
is.
23rd.
Airing of grievances.
So that's for the negative boys and negative gals out there. But we wanted to also give the positive folks a chance as well. So here you go. If you send us a tweet with the hashtag Christmas with the Grum, you can be negative in honor of Festivus or positive. Negative. What pissed you off and made you angry most about one of your sports teams this year?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be positive, you get a Christmas wish for your favorite team for 2023. And don't say, I want them to win the whole thing. Because, yes, I know that. Give me like a specific thing. Like for me, I want the pass rush for the Dallas Cowboys to return. That's what I want. More sacks.
Or you could
Yum,
be,
yum, yum.
You could be, hey, I want more adjectives with my sports teams. Bring back corn Huskers.
So do hashtag Christmas with the Grum. The best/funniest 5 will win a pair of tickets. And they're digital, so you don't have to stop by the station.
They're digital.
Yeah.
So you can come and join me and Ravi courtside. Well, you won't be able to sit courtside with me and Ravi, but you'll be close.
Come take a picture with John.
You can.
and Ravi.
I'll let you take a picture with me and Ravi.
Wow. Like Jack Mitchell when he did that without asking permission.
Because he's a jerk.
People forget.
A golden jerk.
Nice. I love it.
1620 the zone.
There are actually 2 kinds of cigars. The first is the one you smoke with beloved family and friends. The second, the one you enjoy with friends you've just met. And you'll find both at Hearth Cigars and Pipes Lounge. At Hearth Cigars and Pipes Lounge, there's a well-stocked humidor with some of the best bands from around the world and a bar with your favorite cocktails and other drinkables. So what do you say? Which cigar will you be enjoying tonight? Hearth Cigars and Pipes Lounge, just off I-680 and 48th Street next to Cubby's.
Hi, this is Doug Nodgard with Equitable Bank. Great service never goes out of style. When the digital age dawned, many said computers would be able to handle many of the interactions that used to take a person. Boy, were they wrong. How many times have you called your bank and gotten a recording to press 1 or 2? Not at Equitable. Not only does Equitable answer your call in the first ring, it's answered by a human being. That's because Equitable Bank values its customers. Equitable Bank, we take banking personally. Member FDIC.
It's the biggest New Year's Eve party in town. The Omaha Mavericks take on St. Lawrence Friday, December 30th and Saturday, December 31st. Come join all the festivities on New Year's Eve with open skating after the game and dueling pianos, plus the ball drop at midnight. Let's pack the Baxter. The series starts Friday, December 30th and continues Saturday, December 31st with a New Year's Eve party to follow. Get your tickets at the Baxter Arena box office by calling 402-554-MAVS or at omavs.com/tigs.
At the American Lung Association, we're fighting for a day when we can all breathe easier. We're fighting for clear skies over every city and healthy lungs throughout the country. We're fighting to free millions of Americans from the addictive grip of tobacco and the devastating effects of lung disease. The American Lung Association isn't just fighting for air, we're fighting for all the things that make it worth breathing, and we can use your help. See what you can do at fightingforair.org.
Hey everybody, it's Michael Smith for Ted and Wally's. We want to wish you a happy holidays and, of course, a happy new year as well. One of the great things about shopping in Omaha is so many great places based on tradition, and that's what Ted and Wally's is. Over 35 years, over 3,000 flavors with quality products, and making sure you know what they do is the old-fashioned way, giving you the best of ice cream. So as you're having a happy holiday, whether you're eating some ice cream or you're eating some cake, you need ice cream with it. Head over to Ted and Wally's, 2 locations, Benson and the Old Market, and tell them Severe sent you.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
Join J-Tech Construction and Solar for their annual sock drive. Help J-Tech Construction and Solar along with Farmers Insurance. Warm souls with new socks as the weather gets cold. You can donate your new socks for adults and children to help the Open Door mission at NRG Media, 5011 Capitol Avenue, or at J-Tech Construction and Solar, 114th and Center Street. We'll be collecting socks until January 13th, so while you're out doing your holiday shopping, pick up some new socks for adults or children to keep our neighbors warm this winter season.
He's back. Old Man Winter has arrived. If you notice the cold air leaking through your home's windows, give J-Tech Construction a call for a free estimate. Keep winter cold outdoors where it belongs. Let the official exterior experts of the Huskers, J-Tech Construction, upgrade you to triple pane replacement windows and start saving money on your energy bills. The cold doesn't have to mean higher heating costs. Get all the details by going to yourexteriorexperts.com. J-Tech Construction, the official exterior experts of the Huskers.
This is Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
The 1620, The Zone.
We welcome to the Grum on this Festivus.
For the rest of us.
Friend of the program, Bill Conley of ESPN. A moment ago, our producer, Nick, was opining because we're watching the Ragin' Cajuns right now against Houston. And he mentioned, the use of adjectives in front of nicknames, like Ragin' Cajuns. Do you have a favorite adjective nickname in college football?
Oh man.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I know. I'm kind of hitting you broadside here when you're least expecting it.
Well, I mean, I love the concept in general. Just
I do
anybody
too.
that adds a little bit extra, whether it's the running rebels or whatever.
Oh, running rebels! We never said that one.
We didn't say running rebels. Yeah.
For anybody, just anything that helps you remember exactly who you're talking about. Not just the Bears, but the main black Bears. Just little details like that, I think, go a very, very long way. So I encourage everybody to do it. I mean, Greg Cage is hard to beat that ever, but I encourage everybody to spice that up a little bit.
One of the questions, Bill, that John asked last segment was, should LSU change their name from the Tigers to the Bayou Bengals? Your thoughts?
I mean, I doubt that you could probably convince them of that, but it's always a good. I mean, I usually, anytime I'm writing about LSU, I'm probably throwing that one in there just to add a little variety anyway. So might as well.
Yep.
Well, yeah, and there's 2 other Tigers in the SEC.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
So someone needs to do something to change it up.
Yes, exactly.
Speaking of the SEC, of course, Georgia's the #1 seed heading into the playoff. Do you think Georgia is better than they were last year at this time?
I think you could make a really, really strong case. I think the defense by the end of the year here has been grading out basically as well as last year's did. And I mean, anybody else, and that would be surprising to say, but I mean, this is Kirby Smart. We saw what they did at Alabama a decade ago, and so it kind of makes sense with the way they recruit. But it's kind of wild to say it still, just the number of first-round draft picks they lost, and now they're playing basically as well. And I think their offense is better. It's just a little more fully formed, I guess you could say. It's the first time they started the year with a starting quarterback that they expected to have, or kept the same starting quarterback all year, I guess, with all the shuffling in recent years. And it really seems just it's such a fun offense to watch. You've got leverage, the defense gets leveraged every which way, and then suddenly a big guy has the ball in lots of space, and it's just kind of fun to see defenses get so just outmanned and out leveraged, and yeah, that sounds like a better team to me. I think I'm much more confident in them, and not just because we know they can win the title now because they did.
Bill, sticking with that matchup, so much talk about Ohio State since they fell to Michigan about a month ago has been that, Michigan might be the kind of perfect foil for what Ohio State tries to do ultimately. I wonder how big of a concern you think that is then with this game, given that it seems like Georgia wants to man ball it like Michigan, but they have better players to do so with.
Yeah, I think when they played each other in the playoffs last year, I said the words cruiserweight Georgia a lot to describe Michigan. And I mean, that's how it played out, right? That was pretty much two teams trying to do the same thing and Georgia being way better at it. And I think it is interesting this year because we can talk about Georgia being better. You can say the same thing about Michigan being better. But I do think Georgia also does try to spread the ball around from side to side a lot more than Michigan does too. And at this point, Michigan might be more of a just straight man ball team than Georgia is when we think about running the ball between the tackles, stuff like that. And so they have kind of diversified a little bit, but yeah, I'm of two extremely different minds when it comes to this game. One of them is exactly that. If Michigan blew them out and Georgia's a better Michigan, yikes. But at the same time, it is kind of a different thing now. And Georgia's biggest weakness might be that they don't hit you deep very well. The one time they almost lost this season, Missouri basically manned up, kept everything close to the line of scrimmage, forced them to beat them deep, and they couldn't do it. So in that case, you could talk yourself into Ohio State being a great matchup for Georgia. And, I'm going to lean Georgia no matter what. They're the best team, but it is going to be kind of intriguing. Nothing's really going to surprise me.
Bill Conley of ESPN.com joining us on the Les Hills Harley-Davidson hotline. So of the four quarterbacks, could Stetson Bennett be the one that has the below-average game and his team still win?
Well, you definitely can't make that case for Max Duggan.
No.
It's probably hard to make that case for C.J. Stroud. I mean, I think in the semifinal, there's a chance that Michigan bowls over TCU, and that might allow J.J. McCarthy to get away with being pretty mediocre. TCU's got a really disruptive pass defense, and he hasn't really, he wasn't all that good against Illinois, wasn't all that good against Penn State, and it just didn't matter. So you could make the case for McCarthy there, but we know with Bennett, if he's good, they're untouchable, and if he's mediocre, they're still going to win almost every time. So yeah, I would say one of those two. I can get behind Bennett though.
Bill, throughout the season, I remember at one point you wrote a column where you looked at the weaknesses of, however many teams were still contenders for the CFP. I think you did it a few times because the one that always stuck with me was Michigan and their red zone struggles. Now that we're, a week and a day from these two games, which weakness do you look at with these four teams and say, man, that is the one that I am really thinking about a lot? And then maybe one where you think that team, kind of, I guess, an offshoot of John's question, where they could overcome it a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, Ohio State, what we saw from Michigan, it really was allowing big plays was the thing with Ohio State. And, they played a playoff caliber team here in Michigan a few weeks ago and just got absolutely destroyed by that. I mean, it's a general thing. It's what he was hired to do, really, is force lots of 3 and outs, get as many people in the box as possible, trust your defensive backs, and occasionally wonder, where the heck is the safety here? Why do we keep getting burned for 70 yards? That's basically what he did at Oklahoma State. And So I do think that one's going to be really tricky for them to overcome twice. Like even if they beat Georgia, they're going to be playing either a team that burned them deep repeatedly a few weeks ago, or the team that's maybe got as much explosiveness as anybody in college football. So that one's going to be tricky. TCU is the worst team of the four, I think. But what's funny to say is they don't really have a weakness to that degree. They just don't have as many strengths as the other teams, and maybe that's their biggest weakness, and that's going to be pretty hard to overcome as well. So, I mean, I think we understand the hierarchy very. I think we're right too when we think about Georgia being the number one, Michigan being 2, Ohio State being 3, and TCU being 4. But I am curious. There are lots of favorable matchups for each team in each game, and we haven't always been able to say that at least.
Bill Conley of ESPN.com. When I think of the emotions going in and coming out of this playoff of the 4 teams, certainly, if Georgia doesn't win it, it'll be very disappointing because they're the favorites. They're the defending champs. They kind of feel like this is their time to, assert their dominance all over the sport. With Michigan, certainly the bow out last year, understandable though it may be, would be a little disappointed. TCU is probably the team that's most likely to be, hey, we're just happy to be here. But then I think of Ohio State. And barring going all the way, Ohio State feels like they're in a no-win situation, right? You lose in the first round, the bitterness carries over from the Michigan game, and it just extends, especially if Georgia runs them off the field. If Ohio State somehow wins and faces off against Michigan and loses to Michigan again, I almost think that Ohio State is in the most no-win situation, barring, of course, winning the playoff.
No, it's the ultimate second chance, and it means that the season being slightly disappointing. I guess that's what you'd call it. God forbid you win 11-1, but it is kind of the situation we're in right now, and that they get a second chance to basically immediately correct this existential crisis that they've been kind of fighting for a few weeks now. And I mean, of course, they're not going to turn that down. Of course, they're going to be getting into it, and that it could turn out to just be, it could be a nice example of how we freaking out about a single game is just kind of silly in general. They can turn it all around, and that's awesome. Or they're going to be in twice the existential crisis that they were before. And that is also kind of entertaining and funny to think about. God forbid you lose 2 games to one of the 2 best teams in the country, basically, and want to fire your coach inevitably because of it. So, yeah, as a neutral bystander, I think it's going to be hilarious either way. But there's no question that this is a double-edged thing, and they are absolutely going to freak out if they lose one of these next 2 games.
Bill, before we let you go, I did want to sneak in a question about Matt Rule and Nebraska. When you think back to what he did at Temple and then specifically at Baylor, and then you think of what this program has been needing, what do you think of the type of fit that he is going to be? And I guess anything else in particular stand out since he's been hired a few weeks ago?
Well, I think, what we kind of came to learn over these last few years. I mean, we know what Scott Frost did elsewhere. We know what Scott Frost did there. And I think that's it. This has been one of a few schools that's really just kind of taught me, when we're grading hires as they happen, so much of it, we'll figure out ways to grade them. And we're going to be wrong about 3/4 of the time. But really, it just comes down to the school making a hire. That's like such a big part of making a good hire, is just who's doing it. And clearly, Scott Frost was able to do things at one school that he was unable to do at another, even with his flaws. And I think that was kind of a mark. And I think what we saw from Nebraska in that process is this culture needs a redesign. There was something wrong with Nebraska that Frost couldn't replicate the success he had. And obviously, he made plenty of mistakes along the way, but it was kind of damning in that regard. But you hire one of the best culture builders on the board. I think that at the very least, that's kind of an acknowledgement of what went wrong the last time. And I mean, who knows? Maybe he was the right hire for the wrong reasons. But to me, that the hire makes perfect sense for just that. There was something you kind of need to rebuild this from the ground up, and he's the guy who is willing to absolutely tank the first season in charge. Which he did that before the portal and before kind of the new quick improvement things that we have in place now in this sport. Obviously it didn't take USC years to recover from going 4-8 last year. But, we'll see how that changes things. But he wants to make sure that he gets the right guys in the right places and just slowly builds. And it might not take him a long time, and it might take him a couple of years, and we'll see. But it was at least the right kind of hire. And, we'll see exactly if he keeps up. Obviously, even though the portal wasn't really a thing when he left college a few years ago, clearly he's using it and seems to be doing some good work there. But no, I think it was I like the hire quite a bit. I think it made a lot of sense. And I guess the downside of that is I said the same thing about Scott Frost a few years.
Yep.
And we did about Mike Riley. We've done it a lot over the
Well,
last
I didn't say it about Riley. To be fair, I didn't say it about Riley, only Frost. But I still said it about Frost.
Yeah.
Bill Conley. Bill, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays. Thanks a lot for joining us. Enjoy the playoff.
Absolutely. You too.
All right.
Thank you, Bill.
Bill Conley joining us here on the Los Hills Harley-Davidson hotline. The Ragin' Cajuns are leading the Randy Cougars 10-0.
Randy Cougars.
Tony says,
Yeah, doesn't that make sense? I mean, we need to start putting adjectives in front of every nickname. The Randy Cougars.
Randy.
You know what Randy means? The adjective Randy.
Turned on.
I see. Okay. Oh, yeah, we
Get
were
it?
talking about that the other day with your Kellogg's.
The British
Yeah.
Randy.
Tony says, I may have found the weirdest nickname out there, the Presbyterian Blue Hose.
Oh, yeah, the
Excuse me?
blue hose.
Yeah.
Well, hose is a different name for
H-O-S-E.
socks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The blue hose.
Mm-hmm. Jesse says, nothing would be better than if BYU went to Stormin' Mormons.
That's awesome.
Stormin' Mormons.
It's so good.
As I read history about Mormonism this year, that one lands a different way when you know a little context about their past too. So there you go. Stormin' Mormons.
The Stormin' Mormons. I'm a fan.
By the way,
I encourage more of this.
Yeah, I do too.
That'll be our New Year's resolution. We're just going to stick adjectives in front of every team.
Somebody said, what about the corn huskers?
Yes.
Corn huskers.
Can you husk other vegetables or other things?
I know one thing you can husk.
Corn
you husk
is
peas?
not a vegetable.
I have nipples
It
great
is
because you husk
a
wheat.
grain.
Can you husk other grains? Can you husk wheat?
No, you shock wheat, which is why Wichita
wheat
State used to
shockers.
be the wheat shockers.
Now they're just
Is
the
that why it's called
shockers.
Shock Top? The
And
beer.
that's why it's called shock top.
Oh, you learn something new every day.
Look at me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like this.
I do too.
I look forward to tomorrow's game between the Flying Eagles and the crappy Cowboys.
Oh, that's not what our name is.
I do wish the Giants would go back to the football, or they should be the football Giants.
They never were.
I know they never were the football Giants, but I was thinking they should
But
go back to their
they
old
sometimes
logo.
had to refer to him that way because
There was the New York Baseball
The New
Giants.
York
The
Baseball
baseball
Giants and the New York Football Giants.
They should be.
It
the
was so weird
football
that there was
Giants.
the St. Louis Football Cardinals and the St. Louis Baseball Cardinals. What a time.
Yes, there were.
What a time.
Yes, there were. All right. We will be back. We'll take a quick break here and continue with more of our year-end program on 1620 The Zone. Shop with confidence at Woodhouse Ford in the new year. Experience the Woodhouse difference. Woodhouse wants to streamline the entire purchasing project and save you time. They have an honest, knowledgeable sales staff, fair prices, and a commitment to service that exceeds expectations. At Woodhouse, they're not just wanting to sell you a vehicle. They want to be your trusted partners for a lifetime. And at woodhouse.com, we are car buying made easy from anywhere. Shop all 3 of their Woodhouse locations in Omaha, Blair, or Plattsmouth, all from one site. You can even complete the credit application online. And with the new online chat feature, you can also communicate with that great sales staff right there from your computer. Woodhouse Ford is considerate of your time to provide you a quick, efficient, and pleasant purchasing experience. So visit them in store, Omaha, Blair, Plattsmouth, or online at woodhouse.com and experience the difference at Woodhouse Ford. Woodhouse Ford, built Ford proud.
Live from the Host Coffee Studio, this is 1620 The Zone.
Hey everyone, Josh Peterson here from my friends at Kugler Vision, the only office in our area that specializes in all 7 forms of modern vision correction. See if you qualify for a procedure today by calling them at 402-558-2211 or going to kuglervision.com.
At Sid Dillon Chevrolet, we prioritize you and your vehicle needs. Visit our dealerships to shop inventory or to order your new vehicle. Shop online at SidDillonChevy.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Chevy, find new roads.
Your neighborhood is more than blocks of buildings. It's the people who live there that make it special. At Union Bank and Trust, we're not just creating home loans, we're making neighbors. We're not just small business lenders, we're small business shoppers. We don't just live in your community, we help you build it. Because our people are your people. Visit ubt.com/neighbor to learn more. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
I never thought I'd struggle to afford groceries at my age. This isn't how I want to live.
If you're facing food insecurity, there's a place to turn. Visit foodbankheartland.org today to find food near you or to make a donation.
Sometimes takeout food just doesn't cut it. Sometimes you want to come in, sit down, and relax while you eat a down-home, stick-to-your-ribs meal. The kind of meal you'll find at Sugar's Comfort Food Restaurant in Bellevue. It's homemade soul food made fresh every day. Make some new friends and find yourself feeling like you're right at home with a menu that features everything from fried chicken and gizzards, catfish fillets, and Nine Nice Peach Cobbler. Sugar's Comfort Food Restaurant on Mission Avenue in Old Town Bellevue.
Holiday shopping is exhausting. I hit like 30 stores already. You? I went to Verizon. Oh, and? And that's it. Seriously? Seriously. I got the new iPhone 14 Pro on Verizon in stock now. Plus more Apple gifts like Apple Watch SE, iPad, and Beats Fit Pro. Also on Verizon. A value of up to $1,900. Seriously? Seriously. The iPhone 14 Pro is perfect for my daughter. Its new Pro camera system takes amazing pictures, even in low light. She's gonna love it. So who gets the Apple gifts? Oh, the Apple gifts? I'm keeping those for myself. Kind of like a finder's fee? More like a holiday miracle. Seriously.
Get to your Verizon store for their best deal of the year. Act now. This offer ends soon. A service plan is required for gifts. 5G phone. Up to $999.99 device payment purchase or full retail purchase with newer upgrade smartphone line required. Less up to $1,000 trade-in promo credit applied over 36 months. 0% APR. Additional terms and conditions apply. Visit Verizon.com for offer details. Up to $1,900 value based on iPhone, Apple Watch, iPad, and Beats.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
It's incredible. After using Babbel, I'm ready to start having real conversations in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Babbel. Évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Shop Woodhouse Place Hyundai and Nissan, 144th and Giles. KOZN, Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs.
Welcome back. It's Unsportsmanlike Conduct's year-end program.
With his sandwich on rye, his arrival in
We have so
town,
many songs
and
about
Josh is
Sipple.
gonna cry.
Yeah.
Steve Sipple is coming to town. Steve Sipple is coming to town. Steven Sipple's coming to town. We're 5 minutes in, and the door bursts. Glasses or headphones, which will he lose first? Steve Sipple is coming to town. Steve Sipple is coming to town. Steven Sipple's coming to town. He giggles at Stibbs' drops. He grumbles in the mic. He tells us numerous bad takes that we collectively dislike. Yeah, we collectively dislike. Oh, his wife let him out. She gladly says bye. Friendships will sprout, but brain cells will die. Steve Sipple is coming to town. Steve Sipple is coming to town. Steven Sipple's coming to town.
One of my my favorite parts about Simple filling in is he'll have the readers.
Yep.
And then we would give him the headphones, and his readers would be on a string, but he would put the headphones on, and then he'd put the readers on. And so, like, everything would be a jumbled mess, and he would try to adjust them. There'd be strings and cords everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait for him to come back to the station again sometime. Because now football season's done, and so when I'm out, when you're out, he's always one of the first people we ask.
No, it's true.
Simple filling in is my favorite.
It's so fun.
The simple crossovers are great.
By the way, we're asking for either a grievance,
an airing of grievances, an airing of sports grievances
on the day of Festivus, or a Christmas wish for 2023. We have Creighton tickets that we are giving away for the Christmas Day game against DePaul. Best/funniest ones will win. Logical Husker says, I'll do both. Pissed. The onside kick went up 2 scores, sabotaged what had been a decent performance. Christmas wish, Nebraska football 8+ wins in 2023. 8+ wins.
Well, today, Nebraska picked up what probably will be their starting center.
Yeah, it is a big get.
Ben Scott announced his transfer to Nebraska. He is formerly of Arizona State, played a couple of years off the ball, but last year was the starting center at Arizona State. And we all know how important that position is and has been.
Mm-hmm.
And to bolster the offensive line, to get someone with experience, who also, by the way, could, bounce back outside again if he needed to, if the need arose. But so now you have this. Your quarterback room looks set.
Mm-hmm.
At least the top of your quarterback room looks set.
Oh, Sims?
Yeah. Sims and Thompson.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
The top.
Yeah.
Of the
Yeah.
quarterback
Sure.
room.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
I think a lot of people are just assuming Casey Thompson's done. Here's my first submission for next year's list.
The list?
Do not underestimate Casey Thompson.
Right,
Casey Thompson will start
the list
the first game.
Whoa!
I believe in Casey. Team Casey.
Team Casey. All right. Well,
you don't just come in here from Georgia Tech and steal a job.
All right.
Hell no.
So we got John. This is December 23rd. Casey Thompson will start game 1.
Casey Thompson will start game 1.
All right. Perfect. It's on the list for next year.
The first submission.
I don't totally dismiss, the way that Rule answered the question about Sims and about Thompson, but it's understandable. He knew of or is more familiar with Sims's work than he was Thompson's work because of the past.
Mm-hmm.
But let's not look at a 40-second soundbite versus a 10-second soundbite at a press conference and just automatically assume, well, Sims is in the lead. Now, what I think
the mobility. What about the mobility component?
See, people underestimate Casey's mobility.
Well, underestimate, sure, but I think that Sims is actually more of a true mobile quarterback.
Perhaps, but what if Casey gives you better decision making? Look at Sims's numbers. He's almost 1-to-1 touchdown to interception.
Mm-hmm.
Casey Thompson was better, with preserving turnovers, especially if Casey gets healthy, gets the shoulder fixed up, and is fully healthy going into next year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the thing that gives Sims, an edge here is he's going to have a chance to really work with the offense this spring, whereas
that's going to be
Thompson
huge.
is not.
Yep.
But remember, Thompson is #old. He's experienced.
People forget that he has a
knows,
birthday.
And this guy
in October
does work hard at his job.
He does. Do not underestimate that.
He is a studious student of the game, which is why it is still a terrible insult that the man never showed up on that poster.
Put him on the poster.
That's my grievance from 2022.
Oh.
They stuck 4 running backs on this poster.
Yeah, Grant, Irvin. Who was the other one? Oh, no. Where's the other one?
Ramir.
Oh,
One of
Ramir.
which
Lord.
actually did something this year for the most part.
I think Frost was in charge of this stupid-ass poster.
Yant, non-existent.
Blame
Ramir,
Frost.
Remir, hardly existent.
Well, remember, he dropped that pass, and
Irvin,
then Casey got hurt the next
very
play.
little. 4 running backs. No Casey.
I feel like we need to frame this poster and keep it in the studio.
We do.
So bad. We should get rid of the defense.
Because next year, when
Who
Casey
cares?
Thompson
Put it on the door.
wins the Heisman Trophy.
Whoa!
It's gonna look really bad that Scoffraw left him off of that poster.
John, I mean, Frost was an idiot. We've discussed that enough. Jordan says, last time John guaranteed something, Nebraska lost to Purdue. Sims is going to start now. People forget.
I've guaranteed other things.
Yeah.
That was one game.
I think he's going to keep.
That was
Want me
one
to poop
game
in a box
2
and mark it
seasons.
guaranteed? I
That was-
will.
That was one game 2 seasons ago. You people need to let go.
I bet.
Let it go. Let it go.
Let it go.
What year is Sims in?
Sims will be a.
Sims is probably like an 8th-year freshman, knowing
Right.
the NCAA eligibility
He has a couple
rules.
years left, Nick.
I don't know.
He
Yeah,
has
he's
a
got
cou-
2
he
years
has
left.
2 years left.
He's got 2 years.
I bet Casey's going to start, but then he's going to train Sims in that time. Then they might alternate. them
Oh,
once
he
in a
ain't
while.
training.
He ain't
Sims.
training yet.
He ain't
No?
training. It's gonna be Sims. You figure it out yourself.
Sims is Aaron Rodgers. Casey Thompson is Brett Favre.
Hell yes.
No mentoring.
That's right.
Hand
It's Brett
signals
Favre
only.
without taking pictures on his phone.
Oof.
Don't do that. Or, stealing money from things. Dave says, grievance. The prize for this contest is Creighton tickets. That can't be your sports grievance for the year.
It's a dumb grievance.
Come on, Dave. Jordan says, how typical an old John sticking with another old Casey.
You're damn
Yeah,
right.
you olds fly together.
You're damn right. You know
Birds of
why?
a feather.
Because old age and treachery always trumps youth and exuberance.
He's younger than me, John.
Wow. But he's way more mature.
By a year, actually.
Jeez, and he's like 800th year senior.
Do not underestimate.
Who
Team
was also
Casey.
barely younger
That's
than
my
I am.
guy next year. I'm riding with Casey. He's my guy.
Awesome.
You get these outsider usurpers out of here.
Usurpers?
Never
What is
mind
this,
the
House
fact
of the
that
Dragon
never
season
mind
2?
that last year Casey was also an outsider.
That's
but he's not an
true.
outsider
But he
anymore.
wasn't on the poster.
He's not an outsider anymore.
I like the idea from Nick. Let's frame this bad boy.
We really should frame it.
We should.
It's become its own thing.
Because I mean,
Is that a 24 by 40?
I mean, let's just
Those are expensive
Let's just
frames.
go around the horn.
Can we
here.
take the Memorial
I know.
Stadium
I know. We
picture
picked
down?
on this poster a lot over
This
the
frame
last
sucks.
over the last 6 months.
Yeah.
I know we've picked on this poster
You
a
gotta
lot.
do, it's that, John.
I know, but I can't zoom with it.
Okay.
But let's just go around the horn.
All
Turner Corcoran, meh, offensive line, meh.
Yeah.
Ramir,
He was bad.
hardly played.
Yeah.
Ben Hart, rough year.
Nick, thoughts on Bryce Benhart?
Hate him.
Okay. Nick legitimately hates Bryce
Just
Ben-
move.
Remember the play?
Oh,
yeah. Nick will not forget.
All right.
I was a
Whatever.
lineman for years.
Omar
Just move an
Manning
inch.
should have been Omar Milk Carton.
We never did a booby flash.
Teddy Prohaska injured. Gabe Irvin didn't do anything.
Yeah, what did he do?
Okay, Trey Palmer. There's one guy. There we
Hey,
go.
they got
Trey
one.
Palmer.
I swear, that's not even Anthony Grant. That's the guy from the Big Mac sack picture. That's
It
not
pro-
Anthony Grant.
It probably is, but Grant was good. He was especially front half of the
Remember
season.
what?
Jock Ant, non-existent.
Yeah.
Trent Hickson.
Starting center.
Trent
Now he's going to
Hickson-
move
Trent
positions. though.
Hickson, he held his
Or
own.
is he done? I have no
Considering
idea
what he had to replace, I think he held his own. Travis Vokalek, good start to the season. Just kind of, yeah.
You remember the nickname Jack gave Anthony Grant?
No.
Do you remember the nickname he tried to get?
No. What? did he-
I test Anthony.
What?
I test,
That is such a Jack thing to
I
say.
test Anthony. It never. This will surprise you. Never caught on.
What?
By the way, a 24
Hmm.
or a 27 by 40. What is that? 24 by 40. Probably like $90 for.
We
a
could
frame.
probably put it over the
Oh,
fridge.
you can get a cheap one at Walmart.
You
I'm
can.
looking on Amazon for cheap ones, and it's just so big. It's such a big frame.
Walmart.
It's
Walmart.
poster size. Yeah,
Walmart.
you can.
Yeah, you can get.
All right, let's
Walmart's
get
got
one.
'em.
Let's get one.
Get one for Walmart. We frame this bad boy.
Take
as
down
a,
that Memorial
as a
Stadium
remembrance
picture.
of the disrespect.
Yeah, that one's cool.
Of Casey Thompson.
This one's bad.
Your starting quarterback and still your starting quarterback.
By the way, Jordan says the program rolling out the blue carpet experience for the Jays. Is that what we did? Is that what happened with these tickets? We're just giving them away to kids?
Well, no, we're giving away to friends of the Grum.
Oh, okay.
Whether or not they're kids or not is immaterial.
Okay. How about this one from Mike? I'd like to air a grievance with the NFL assigning Carl Schaeffer's, right?
Carl Sheffers.
Officiating multiple KC games this season so far.
Oh, here we go.
Ref
Your
gate.
team is 11-3.
Yeah, Mike, they'll be
11-3.
Mike, they'll be fine. You have Patrick. You have the best
They
quarterback.
did
in
almost
football.
lose to the Texans.
I'm sure
Hey,
Carl.
they're tough.
I'm sure Carl Sheffers made Patrick Mahomes throw all those interceptions.
Douglas is his grievance. Blue Jays suck this year. Nebraska beat them.
I mean,
Douglas-
for a Blue Jay fan, that's a grievance.
That is certainly a grievance.
But guess what?
What?
The Blue Jays are back, folks.
Folks.
We're going to hear from Ryan Kalkbrenner when we continue.
Okay.
He was back on the floor last night. We talked to him after the game. We'll find out just exactly how sick he was prior to leaving the lineup.
Did he have the booger thing like the kids?
No, he didn't. I don't know.
The
I didn't
squooge?
ask him about his boogers.
Did you stick anything in your nostril?
I didn't stick anything in his nostrils.
No,
he
you
seemed
should
like
have
he had
asked him
clean nasal. He seemed like he had very clean nasal passages.
Okay. That was his earwax situation.
I didn't check his ears. I don't check people's ears.
All right. Well, all right.
Any other orifices?
Not that I am.
Did he have any eye boogers?
No, I didn't look that closely. No.
Okay.
1620 the zone.
Hey everyone, Josh Peterson here for my friends at Kugler Vision. There is but 8 days left in the year, and so as 2022 comes to a close, you might have a few bucks sitting still in the flex plan, the HSA account. Already thinking about next year though, if you have those dollars, you can use them at Kugler Vision. So perhaps you are like my family used to be, and we'd use those HSA or the flex plan dollars for new glasses. Don't have to worry about that anymore. The team at Kugler Vision, they specialize in tough vision problems, and they have a number of payment options. So whether you have a flex plan, whether you don't have a flex plan, it will be affordable for you, and it will fit your budget, help your eyes get better so you can see whether it's the basketball game you go to, hanging out at work, whatever it is, you'll be able to see it all incredibly clearly. 402-558-2211 or at KuglerVision.com.
Your Omaha area forecast from the Godfather's Pizza Weather Center and KETV News Watch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
Mostly clear skies, strong winds, along with dangerously cold temperatures will continue throughout the evening and overnight. A wind chill warning is in effect until noon Saturday, tracking a morning low of 6 below. Along with the wind speeds, it will feel closer to 25 below. For your Saturday, mostly sunny skies with a high temperature of only 11. I'm meteorologist Anthony Copeland for KETV News Watch 7.
1620 The Zone's Unsportsmanlike Conduct, brought to you by a great friend of the program, Union Bank and Trust.
He's back. Old Man Winter has arrived. If you notice the cold air leaking through your home's windows, give J-Tech Construction a call for a free estimate. Keep winter cold outdoors where it belongs. Let the official exterior experts of the Huskers, J-Tech Construction, upgrade you to triple pane replacement windows and start saving money on your energy bills. Cold doesn't have to mean higher heating costs. Get all the details by going to yourexteriorexperts.com. J-Tech Construction, the official exterior experts of the Huskers.
Hey, it's Jan from Toyota, reminding you that Toyotathon is on and here to help make your holidays extra magical. How? Maybe it's driving in a Tacoma in search of the perfect hill to sled down. Hopping from store to store in a Prius to find the perfect gift.
You did it. How'd you know?
Or it could be something much more simple, like surprising loved ones in a RAV4 hybrid.
You made it, Bobby. You're all grown up.
And seeing their faces light up when you pull up to their home. Stop by Toyotathon and make this holiday one to remember. It's the perfect opportunity to gather with your friends and family, both near and far.
Dealer inventory may vary. Current offers on these vehicles end November 30th. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyotathon, which ends on January 3rd. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places.
See your independently owned Omaha Metro Toyota dealers, Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, or Baxter Toyota of La Vista.
With almost everything in life, you have choices. You can pick a lot, a little, or somewhere in the middle. So shouldn't there be an internet plan that's just as clever? One that allows you to add TV or home automation whenever. That's why Cox now offers flexible internet plans, giving you all the services you desire at nothing you don't require. Additional services can be added at then current regular rates. All services subject to residential customer service agreement and acceptable use policy found at cox.com/policies. Restrictions apply.
Email any of our shows anytime into the Equitable Bank inbox. At Equitable, we take banking personally. For me, John at 1620thezone.com. The Equitable Bank inbox from 1620 The Zone.
Celebrating the holidays without giving gift cards from Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill is just, well, wrong. Seriously, how could you even consider not giving Oscar's Pizza and celebrated char-buffed wings, especially with their Thai chili bourbon wing sauce? Spend time with your family with Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill Pizza and Wings. And give your friends and extended family gift cards from Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill. 173rd and West Center Road for dine-in and takeout, and 162nd and Maple for takeout.
The Blue Jay Zone is brought to you by Barry Law. We're in it to win it. Duncan McGuire led all of men's college soccer in goals scored in 2022, and his 9 postseason goals helped the Blue Jays into the College Cup. McGuire is now one of 3 finalists for the Mac Herman Trophy for the nation's best soccer player. The trophy will be announced at the Missouri Athletic Club in St. Louis on January 6th. If McGuire wins, he will be the school's second, along with McGuire's head coach, Johnny Torres, who won the honor in 1997.
Winning comes without a guarantee. Focus, discipline, and extraordinary effort make winning more likely. Sometimes our greatest wins come from major setbacks. Coming back from a serious injury is a win that requires teamwork. At Berry Law, we're in it to win it.
If you have been seriously injured in an accident, call Berry Law today. 402-999-7777.
The Zone Hotline is powered by Los Hills Harley Davidson, your home in the hills. You're listening to Unsportsmanlike Conduct. Go Big Red, baby. On 1620, The Zone.
So last night, the Creighton Blue Jays got off the schneid, defeating the Butler Bulldogs, basically dominating the last 32 minutes of the game. It was 16-7 Butler when Matt called the timeout with 12 minutes left in the first half. For the final 32 minutes of basketball, the final was 71-40 Creighton. And Ryan Kalkbrenner made his return last night. Got off to a bit of a slow start in the first half, but second half, perfect from the field, had 13 of his 19 points, and led all scorers as the Jays broke their 6-game losing streak. After the game, we've had a chance to catch up with Ryan Kalkbrenner on our post-game show, and I had a chance to ask him about being out and how exactly he was feeling, especially in those games prior to actually leaving the lineup.
It's A, good to see this man walking and smiling. B, it's good to see him healthy. C, it's good to see a win. Ryan Kalkbrenner, how do you feel?
I feel great. I was just happy to be back on the court, man. It's just, I was in warm-ups and I was like smiling and jumping around because I was just happy to play.
At what point, was it sometime this week? At what point did you know I'm ready?
I mean, even like when I found out I was sick, this was like kind of the target game back, but I got to do my first workout, non-contact, on Saturday, and that felt really, really good. And I was like, okay, you can start ramping it up, and as long as I keep feeling better and better, then good to go for today.
Ryan, what was the difference for you in the second half compared to the first half? It seemed to be really get yourself going and kind of get your feet back under you and be a little bit more aggressive offensively.
I think it was just, a little hesitant coming back at first. I think the first jump hook I made to start that second half, I was like, okay, I'm back in it.
Because that was your first actual Ryan Kalkbrenner basket. Not again, I don't make fun of your three-point shooting. It's good. But is that the first mid-range shot you've ever hit?
I thought I would never take a mid-range here in my life. But
1 for 1.
Yeah, I was hoping.
It was late to shot clock.
Well, it worked out. But no, it was definitely just getting my feet back underneath me, getting in the flow of things. I probably had a chance to take a few more of those hook shots in the first half. And Coach Jalen, Coach Husker were like, you're a lot deeper than you think. Just shoot it. And it worked out well for me.
At what point were you not feeling right? There were times, and you see things on social media, you see people make observations, like, he just doesn't look right. And this was going back to Maui. At what point did you not feel right?
I'd say the first one was the Texas game. I just felt super tired. I knew I was a little sick, but I thought it was a cold because everyone had the cold. But I was just more tired, and I just assumed we just got done playing 3 games in 3 days in Maui and a lot of travel. And I was like, okay, that's just probably what it was. And then I was tired again against Nebraska, and then we were like, okay, something's up. And then we figured it out, and I just sit down for a little bit, let my body heal.
How much were you affected by Nebraska? Because a lot of people were kind of stunned at how, they were able to work on you defensively in that game. Just how bad did you feel in that game?
I mean, you don't have any energy. You're not running the court as well. I mean, I get a couple of easy buckets by just sealing in transition and running, and I couldn't do that very well. It's easier to push me off my spot when I'm trying to post up. So, it just overall just was not as fun or any of that.
Well, it's good to have you back, Ryan. In your first game back, what did you notice from the team focusing on them tonight, especially in the second half? You guys seem to get a little bit going offensively. Overall, how would you grade your guys' performance?
I think we play with a lot more energy and a lot more communication than we have the past 6 games. And we we started off a little slow. They got off to that 16-7 run, and we weren't really talking in that timeout. We were like, okay, we got to talk, and then that's going to fix everything. And that's what we started doing. And since then, I've scored about 30 since then.
Mm-hmm.
But like, that's just what we need to do. We need to talk. We need to communicate. We need to play with energy. And I think what led up to that was we had 3 really, really good days of practices leading up to that, where we were all practicing hard, practicing with energy, and it just carried over to this game.
Manny Bates came in with a pretty good reputation as a shot blocker, a rim protector such as yourself, and tonight it didn't feel like he had as much of a presence in this game. What was he like to play against tonight? And you know, how do you think you did against him?
I mean, I think early on I let him catch it a little too deep. I mean, he's a really strong dude, and first game back, it's hard to adjust to that with that strength. But as the game went along, I definitely got more used to his strength and was able to push him out further, and so he couldn't get to his shots. But then also on the defensive end, I feel like we kind of neutralized him a little bit because we really got back to playing off 2 feet around the rim, and we weren't just going in there taking wild shots. We made him have to stay down, and that does a lot to take away a shot blocker. So I think that was a whole team effort to not let him get going like that.
Ryan, it's been a month since the last win, and we've only had 1 home game. Did it feel good to be back home in here?
Did feel good to be back home. Done a lot of traveling. It's good to be back playing in front of the home fans. They're always amazing, always loud, even though it's a blizzard outside and people still came. So that's awesome. But it's good to be back home and get a win.
What was it like just sitting on the end of the bench? I mean, I know how frustrating it must have been. Team's not playing well. You're in the midst of a losing streak, and you feel like, man, if I were out there, I could help things. How was that? What was that experience like?
It was definitely really, really frustrating, especially because, the BYU and Arizona State game were 1 2 possession games. And I was like, I know I can make at least a 1 or 2 possession difference in a game, but it gives you a little perspective. Like when you sit out like that, you can kind of see what's going on with the team and what things we need to get better at. And you really, really notice that we need to play with more energy. We need to play with more communication. We need a leader on the team. And when you sit out like that, you're kind of forced to see it. So I guess from that perspective, it was good that I saw it, but it was definitely super frustrating sitting on the bench, not being able to do much.
Well, normally this is the point where we take the Christmas break, but we play on Christmas Day. Do you like that?
I mean, I celebrate Christmas at my grandma's house on Christmas morning every year. It's the first year I miss it. So from that perspective, it's kind of like, but I mean, how many people get to say they play on Christmas? That's going to be a really cool experience. It's going to be a really fun home game. I'm still going to get to go home for a few days afterward and celebrate with my family. So I think it'll be really fun and once in a lifetime experience for that.
What do you want for Christmas?
There's not much I want. I just want to go home, spend some time with my family. I don't get to see them that often, so I just want to spend time with them.
Do you have a request for what's on the dinner table?
My grandma makes a cinnamon streusel cake, and I hope she makes it.
I hope you're listening, Grandma. Cinnamon streusel cake.
Yes.
And I would also recommend for Ryan's stocking, it's called Airborne. There's these gummies that help your immune system. They're actually very delicious. They really are. I took a lot of them before we went to Hawaii.
I should have been taking them before I went to Hawaii is what I should have done.
They're called Airborne. They're little orange gummies. They're very good. But it's great to see you back and healthy. It's great to see you smiling too, man. It's been way, way, way too long since we've won one of these.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot more of these coming because I think we're going to get on a roll here.
Ryan Kalkbrenner, never short on confidence.
Mm-hmm.
But nice bounce back. Really looked good in the second half, and we'll see if that continues to go. Jays played much better last night, as I mentioned in the preamble before the interview. Outscored them 71-40 in the last 32 minutes.
Yeah, because early on, I'm thinking, oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Are they about to have another one of these?
Yeah.
Is the season truly going to become lost?
Uh-huh.
And, who knows what it turns into, but it was really important for them just to get one of these again. You know, I mean, like all the tweets, I mean, you could just see how just kind of, oh my gosh, Creighton fans could kind of breathe again.
Christmas Day coverage begins 2:30 with Ravi and I on Shoot Around, and then Ravi and I on the call at 3:30. So join us.
Awesome.
Christmas Day for the Blue Jays and the Blue Demons. See, another adjective.
Indeed, the Adjective boys.
The Adjective boys.
More tweets. Jordan says, #Christmas with the Grum. My biggest grievance, the Cowboys allowing the backdoor cover against the Giants on Thanksgiving Day, costing me my Thanksgiving Day parlay, my first ever sports betting. He wrote parlay. Parlay, thank you, Jordan. My first ever time sports betting. That sucks. I told you in predictions that the Cowboys were going to not cover that game.
That's why they're the sucky Cowboys.
Josh was right. They won that game, John. Some of us win.
Do they win?
Yeah,
Did they actually win a game?
They've won
They actually
10 of them.
overcame
They've won
Dak
so
and
many of them
all the
this year.
turnovers
They've won
and
like
the
3
bad
times as many
coaching.
as your team.
How many Super Bowls did you win this year?
I'm on to next year.
We're on this year, 2022. How many
Sorry.
Super Bowls did you
We'll
win this
find out. Well, if they win this year, technically the Rams on the 2021 Super Bowl. So
The game was played in February.
Yeah, I know. People
Can't even
forget.
say that anymore. It's like
I know, so long ago. Riley says, my grievance is that the Jays finally win a game in weeks and we have to start hearing about them again. Wow, so a lot of grievances about Creighton coming into the Grum today.
It's kind of ironic, isn't it?
Boo-hoo.
It is kind of ironic because we're giving away Creighton tickets.
Boo-hoo.
Boo-hoo.
We still have Movie Club, Kent's Movie Club coming up, A Christmas Story Christmas. Coming up next, the coaching hires of 2022, and how well did everyone grade out?
B+ for everybody, John.
Find out.
Maybe
next.
A's.
This is basically what the friends of the
A+,
program
plus,
want
plus,
for
plus.
every week of Fired Up for Football.
Because football's great. Did you see the game last night?
No.
It was great.
It sounds like I missed a lot.
It was so funny.
1620 The Zone.
Your neighborhood is more than blocks of buildings. It's the people who live there that make it special. At Union Bank and Trust, we're not just creating home loans, we're making neighbors. We're not just small business lenders, we're small business shoppers. We don't just live in your community, we help you build it. Because our people are your people. Visit ubt.com/neighbor to learn more. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Buy your next vehicle your way from anywhere with Woodhouse. Start your journey online at woodhouse.com. Easily shop all new and pre-owned inventory. Explore payment options and apply for financing. Ready to purchase? Schedule your new vehicle for pickup from the dealership or have it delivered to your driveway. Need a little extra help in determining your perfect vehicle? Our knowledgeable and local dealerships can guide you to the vehicle that best matches your needs. Experience car buying your way with Woodhouse, a trusted auto partner since 1975.
Lula Bee's Breakfast, Brunch, and Bar is downtown Omaha's go-to spot for quality food with a Mexican flair. Lula Bee's has everything from French toast and omelets to shrimp tacos and burgers. There's even a full bar with uniquely inspired cocktails. Want to have a party? Lula Bee's has a fun and festively decorated party room that seats up to 65 of your favorite humans with custom catering available. Book for holiday parties, family events and celebrations, or just brunch with all your friends. Lula Bee's, 9th and Dodge, or at lulabeesomaha.com.
Holiday shopping is exhausting. I hit like 30 stores already. You?
I went to Verizon.
Oh, and?
And that's it.
Seriously?
Seriously. I got the new iPhone 14 Pro on Verizon in stock now. Plus more Apple gifts like Apple Watch SE, iPad, and Beats Fit Pro. Also on Verizon. A value of up to $1,900.
Seriously?
Seriously. The iPhone 14 Pro is perfect for my daughter. Its new Pro camera system takes amazing pictures, even in low light. She's gonna love it.
So who gets the Apple gifts?
Oh, the Apple gifts? I'm keeping those for myself.
Kind of like a finder's fee?
More like a holiday miracle.
Seriously.
Get to your Verizon store for their best deal of the year. Act now. This offer ends soon. A service plan is required for gifts. 5G phone. Up to $999.99 device payment purchase or full retail purchase with newer upgrade smartphone line required. Less up to $1,000 trade-in promo credit applied over 36 months. 0% APR. Additional terms and conditions apply. Visit Verizon.com for offer details. Up to $1,900 value based on iPhone, Apple Watch, iPad, and Beats.
Hi, this is Doug Nodgard with Equitable Bank. Great service never goes out of style. When the digital age dawned, many said computers would be able to handle many of the interactions that used to take a person. Boy, were they wrong. How many times have you called your bank and gotten a recording to press 1 or 2? Not at Equitable. Not only does Equitable answer your call on the first ring, it's answered by a human being. That's because Equitable Bank values its customers. Equitable Bank, we take banking personally. Member FDIC.
It's the biggest New Year's Eve party in town. The Omaha Mavericks take on St. Lawrence Friday, December 30th and Saturday, December 31st. Come join all the festivities on New Year's Eve with open skating after the game and dueling pianos, plus the ball drop at midnight. Let's pack the Baxter. The series starts Friday, December 30th and continues Saturday, December 31st with a New Year's Eve party to follow. Get your tickets at the Baxter Arena box office by calling 402-554-MAVS or at omavs.com/tigs.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information.
This message is for the guy who isn't perfect in the bedroom. And let's be honest, who is? Maybe the issue is getting it up or keeping it up, or maybe it's finishing too soon. If any of these performance hiccups sound familiar to you, don't sweat it. Hims can help. At 4hims.com, you can go online and get clinically proven prescription medication that treats these issues prescribed for you, if appropriate, by licensed medical providers. And the medication is shipped free to your door in discreet packaging. Plus, Hims gives you unlimited follow-up visits with medical providers. No one's perfect in the bedroom every time, but with Hims, you can get a lot closer than before. And chances are, your partner will agree.
To get started today, go to 4hims.com/perfect. That's 4hims.com/perfect for your free visit. FORHIMS.com/PERFECT.
1620 The Zone's Unsportsmanlike Conduct is brought to you by Union Bank and Trust. Now back to the program.
Silent commit.
Oh, yeah.
Holy commit. Something's wrong, says Steve Wiltfong. He said he was visiting this week. We could really use this talented freak. Our staff just got fleeced. Our staff just got fleeced.
Forgot that one.
Yeah, me too. That's right. You and I did. We have another one in there.
We did several.
Yeah. The funny thing about that show was,
I'm glad Nick brought these back.
Is oh wow, there's more.
Wow.
Holy commit.
That's what Ride It Out, baby.
How much do you think he got paid? Bagmen are the reason we lose, not because of his right to choose. We recruit with integrity.
Remember people used to complain about this?
We recruit with integrity.
It's like 4 years ago, it was like, oh, yeah, they're getting paid, but we recruit with dignity.
We don't do that.
You'd hear fans say, now it's like, pay him, NIL, where's it at?
I was listening to these this morning, and part of me was like, we should probably update these at some point.
No, I think they're great just as they are.
A nice time capsule.
It's a moment in time.
The best part about that show was doing like no prep for anything else, but just singing songs that day. We're like, we got to get this done. This is the most important thing we're doing.
Well, I look forward to hearing more of these as
too.
we continue here on the Grum.
Me too.
I was going to mention, the gradings for someone has gone out and graded all the coaching hires.
A+.
Brian Fisher, who writes for Fox Sports. Remember when FoxSports.com didn't do writing?
When they pivoted to video?
Yeah.
I remember.
Well, now this is an actual article on FoxSports.com.
All right.
Matt Rule. I'm just going to do Just going to do the old search here. Matt Rule, that hire got. Good grief. Where is everything?
Control F, John.
I
Control
did.
F.
Matt Rule's name is in here like 90 times. Got an A.
Hey, let's go, Matt. What about Dion? Did Dion,
Coach Prime.
Thank you, Nick. Did
Coach
Dion get an A?
Prime. Coach Prime got an A.
Hey!
Did they write Coach Prime in there, or did they write Deion Sanders?
Both.
Oh.
In fact, of all the grades on here, every grade of every hire, the lowest I could find was a C, and guess who got it? Tim Beck.
Oh, poor Tim. Timmy B. Tim Beck got a bit.
It's like there's no D's, there's no F's. Everyone just did at least an average job, which means all of these coaches will be fine for the next 7 years.
What about what's his bucket down at Auburn? Hugh Freeze. That could be a tire fire.
Freeze got an A+.
A+.
Oh no! Wait, I'm sorry. That was Chadwell because he replaced Freeze. Hang on.
Chadwell
got an A+.
A+.
Chadwell got an A+. Freeze got a B.
A B. Wow. I mean, I guess that fits. That's kind of what I would give it too.
Yeah.
Wow, everyone's good. Good for
everyone's
everybody.
good. So again, I look forward
Bunch
to
of
all of
nerds.
these coaches still
I
having
love
their same
everybody.
jobs in the next 7 years.
Oh yeah, for
And
sure.
all having massive amounts of success.
means they're all going to have the same records, right?
This is the best. This is the best group of hirings we have ever seen.
Ever
Seen.
Coming up next, was it the best Christmas movie we ever saw?
Oh, nice tease.
Christmas Story Christmas, the sequel to the 1983 classic that is going to be airing all day on TBS.
Oh, yeah.
Very funny.
Oh, yeah.
A Christmas Story. Coming up with Kent Wogemont on 1620 The Zone. We want to remind you, friends, that at McCarthy's, I thought you were going to play one of my Christmas carols again. McCarthy's 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning wants you to stay on top of your maintenance, just like we maintain our vehicles, our homes, and other major appliances. Do the same thing with your furnace and your AC. And when you join the Comfort Club at McCarthy's 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning, all the guesswork is taken out of it for you because they come to your home twice annually to inspect both your furnace and AC. It does a couple of things. Number one, it keeps the maintenance up, avoids expensive repairs down the road, but it also keeps them operating safely, especially gas furnace owners, because you don't want to have a problem with carbon monoxide. So you can avoid the expensive costs down the road by paying just a little bit right now. And the good news is when you join the Comfort Club at McCarthy's, that price will never change for the lifetime of your membership. So visit the pros at McCarthy's 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning, McCarthy's1hour.com. At McCarthy's, they're always on time or you don't pay a dime.
Live from the Host Coffee Studio, this is 1620 The Zone. 1620 The Zone. Traffic.
From the Burton AC Heating, Plumbing, and More Time-Saving Traffic Center, we've got slow-going traffic from 204th all the way to Bob Boozer Drive along West Center Road, as well as slowdowns from 108th all the way to 72nd Street on Dodge, going both east and west. Remember to buckle those seatbelts and give everyone just a little bit of extra following distance today. I'm Dan Campanen.
This time-saving traffic is brought to you by Burton AC Plumbing, Heating, and More.
Hi, I'm Mark Evans, owner of Burton AC Heating, Plumbing, and More. Right now, we'll open your drain line for only $93 or it's free. Call for details or request service at justcallburton.com.
Hey, everybody, it's Michael Severe for Ted and Wally's, the perfect gift to be given during the giving season. We're talking gift cards with the merchandise and so many great holiday flavors. And not just can you buy it there and eat it there, you can also take it home as well. You got pints, you got quarts, you got half gallons, all for the holiday season, and you'll make someone's day by giving them the gift of ice cream. Head over to Benson, location right next to Taste of New Orleans, or into the Old Market. Grab some gift cards, grab some to-go orders as well. And when you visit, of course, tell them Severe sent you.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
It's incredible. After using Babbel, I'm ready to start having real conversations in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel, évidemment. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Hey, it's Happer for the FanDuel Sportsbook, and Santa Barkley is back, and this year he's giving new FanDuel customers exactly what they asked for. Unwrap the gift of a no-sweat first bet up to $2,500 back in free bets when you sign up with promo code HAPPER. That's $2,500 back if your first bet doesn't win. And right now is the perfect time to give FanDuel a shot because the app, it's really easy to use. There's great promotions on there all the time. When you win, you get paid out quickly. There's also the great odds boost, which I love. Live betting for NFL Sundays, NBA game days. How about Christmas in the NBA? And anything in between. That's just scratching the surface on some of the reasons why FanDuel is the best. So see for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook and get in the holiday spirit with a no-sweat first bet up to $2,500 back in free bets from Santa Barkley when you sign up with promo code HAPPER. 21 and over, present in Iowa. First online real money wager only. Refund issued is not withdrawable free free bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Hey, it's Jan from Toyota, reminding you that Toyotathon is on and here to help make your holidays extra magical. How? Maybe it's driving in a Tacoma in search of the perfect hill to sled down. Hopping from store to store in a Prius to find the perfect gift.
You did it. How'd you know?
Or it could be something much more simple, like surprising loved ones in a RAV4 hybrid.
You made it, Bobby. You're all grown up.
And seeing their faces light up when you pull up to their home. Stop by Toyotathon and make this holiday one to remember. It's the perfect opportunity to gather with your friends and family, both near and far.
Dealer inventory may vary. Current offers on these vehicles end November 30th. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyotathon, which ends on January 3rd. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places.
See your independently owned Omaha Metro Toyota dealers, Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, or Baxter Toyota of La Vista.
Shop Woodhouse Place Hyundai and Nissan, 144th and Giles. KOZN, Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs.
Friday, the final day of the week. These are the voyages of the Progrum Unsportsmanlike Conduct. Its ongoing mission to explore strange new movies, to seek out new bits and new edifications, to boldly go where no radio program has gone before.
Oh, Elkins Movie Club. It's Elkins Movie Club. It's Elkins Movie Club.
Christmas edition with Kent Wogamon of the Lincoln Journal Star. Merry Christmas, Kent.
And Merry Christmas to you guys. Yeah, I have completed, I believe, my last final attempt at going to any sort of retail store to purchase anything.
Where did you go and how bad was it?
I smartly avoided the big places and went. I had to go to Michael's, the craft shop, and then Barnes and Noble, and they were not bad. However,
Barnes and Noble wasn't bad. That's surprising.
No. However, I drove by Targets and the Gateway Mall and South Point, and no. I mean, when that you know the Target on 48th Street, right?
Yep.
That parking lot was full all the way to the street.
Oh, gross. Gross.
Wow.
People probably missed out on being able to shop over the last couple of days, and so they're like, I got to get it done now.
Yeah.
Shopping. Plus all the people who are going to wait until today
I mean,
anyway.
the time to really to have done it would have been like Wednesday night or Thursday when no one was out.
Yeah, that's a good call.
But,
yeah.
Hard times indeed.
Mhm.
Well, our movie this week is A Christmas Story Christmas. It's out on HBO Max. It is meant to be a sequel to The Christmas Story, which will, as I mentioned, will be airing for 24 hours straight on HBO. And the funny thing was, you know, the original didn't really do anything in the theaters, right, Kent? It didn't become a thing until it got to cable TV on HBO, and then eventually, you know, TBS picked it up, and now it's its own thing.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. I think you know, remember when this movie originally came out, which is 33 years ago, I guess, something like that.
No, it's 83, right?
83, I think.
So, yeah,
I think
almost
it's
40 years
I think
ago.
it's almost 40 years.
40 years ago then. So, yeah, there was the marketing. You didn't have these giant releases that played on 500 screens or 1,000 screens at the same time. Kind of went from place to place, you know, like it might play in 2 theaters in Omaha, not 10, right?
Mhm.
And it just never caught on in the theaters. And then, you know, then it went to the fledgling home video market, right? but that wasn't that big in the early 80s.
No.
And so when it finally hit first HBO, but really, I think when it made the move over to the free cable to, TBS or
Very funny.
TNT or whatever it was called back then, that was when it really became this sort of iconic modern Christmas movie.
Ken, do you think that one of the reasons that it became so beloved and what we consider a Christmas classic is because it is actually set back in time? So it came out in 83, but it's set in 1940. And so there is a timelessness to it that it is about, 40 some odd years prior. Whereas like you watch Christmas Vacation and you're like, oh, wow, that is set in the 80s or the early 90s. It is of its time, whereas this is set in the past.
I think it did two things. That's part of it. And the other thing, though, it's sense of humor.
Very fun.
Sort of snarkiness of the first one.
Yes.
Actually, there's not so much of that in this one, but in the first one, that's kind of a snarky movie, was really of its time. It really was an 80s kind of sense, but it was set in the 40s. So you kind of got the best of both worlds. And then this kind of, to me, dials down that snarkiness a little bit for more of I don't know what you'd want to call it.
Sentimentality?
Nostalgic kind of return to your past kind of story that's a little more heartfelt or whatever you want to say.
Yeah, it felt a little more nostalgic or,
hey, where are they now?
Yeah. And so to get to the present then, or present, it's set
in what, the 70s?
It's set in 73.
Okay.
33 years after the previous one. We should be careful and not spoil this because it's relatively new.
Right.
Yes.
That's true. But I guess we do need to set up,
Right.
why he's going home.
I guess.
But yeah, the end, we won't do anything else.
Well, my theory was also don't give away what all the characters end up being.
Correct.
Yes. Yeah.
Correct. Because a lot of the cast is back from the original. Now, unfortunately, Darren McGavin could not because he's been dead for 16 years, which is why the start of the movie, the premise is that the old man has passed.
Yes.
And it's up to Ralphie to take his family from Chicago, where he's living now, back to their home in Indiana, back to the original home to save Christmas. Because that's his mom's request. To save Christmas.
That and writing the obituary. That's kind of like the through line of
he's a fledgling writer who's
of
trying
a 2,000-page book.
Yeah.
Who can't get published.
Yeah, he can't get published, and then his mom also wants him to write the obituary. So really, he got to save Christmas, and he's trying to start his writing career, and that's really the two main storylines throughout all of this. You mentioned, Kent, it's not quite as snarky as the original. Now, they did try to capture as much of the same kind of storytelling memes, the original Christmas Story,
Ralphie dreams a lot.
Ralphie dreams a lot, and he's put into these fantasy situations. Because remember, what was the of course, the Red Ryder BB gun was the thing, but what was the radio show he would always listen into, and he had to have the Ovaltine?
A crummy commercial?
And he had the
like a
the
Western
secret
show, right?
It's like a secret spy code thing where they got
the decoder ring.
The decoder ring, right? Yep. And so he would have these fantasy adventures in the middle of the movie. Well, this one kind of tries to do the same thing and in a more modern sense.
Mm-hmm.
And did you note that the radio made its return?
I did.
It is still the same old radio. From the original. I thought that was a unique touch. Peter Billingsley is still the lead, and I believe he also co-produced or co-wrote this, didn't he?
He was one of the producers. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I actually thought it worked pretty well how they did this. I thought it was very, I think, cleverly. The plotting was, by folding it back to the same town, managing to sort of write through why Darren McGavin wouldn't be in the movie and then how it brings everything in from the past, from Ralphie's past, and sort of almost mirrors some of that with his kids, who I thought were really good, the two kids. But
Yes.
they kind of had a similar kind of experience, right, with bullies and getting shot in the eye.
Right. Yeah, suffering injury and things of that nature. And they also kind of had the same, wry look at their parents. At the very beginning of the movie, they're in their house and they're out of milk. And so Ralphie's trying to convince his kids, hey, orange juice works great in cereal, and you could, so he was kind of carrying through some of the same mannerisms as his old man, who would, try to make the best out of a bad situation.
Yeah, I liked, I won't say too much about it, but they're looking for a Christmas tree, and Ralphie tries to be like his dad, and it does not work because it's probably partly because of the era. It's suddenly the 70s instead of the 40s. Right. But his dad had a gruff nature about him, and he just doesn't. And so it doesn't work well for him. I thought that was a very clever scene when they did that.
Absolutely. And, the other thing that this does is it kicks nostalgia in a different way, because how much did he pay for the Christmas tree?
$5.
$4.
Or $4.
They when they go to the store, they're buying easy bake oven and whatever. And they do it all in like an hour.
Mm-hmm.
How could you you couldn't do that today if you wanted to,
No.
Yeah, how long did it take you to shop today? And you were just getting the last odds and ends.
Yeah, exactly. 2 hours.
That didn't make a whole lot of sense, but that's the thing, is they repeated some of the same types of memes, with bullying and some of the injuries and some of the storytelling mechanisms. I agree with you, Ken. I think you're never, when you have a movie like the original was, that just caught fire because it just grabbed people in the right time, in the right place, in the right moment. It was very organic. It is hard to replicate that with any kind of a sequel. But I think enough time has passed, and they twisted it a little bit in a way that makes it work. It's never going to be what the original is. I don't think it was ever meant to be what the original is. But I think for people who enjoyed the original, they'll enjoy this because they get to go back into that universe, and then they get to see, how Ralphie essentially became a man following the lead of his old man and tried to mimic some of his mannerisms.
Plus, I would add, Kent, too, that, like when it started, I'd say the first 15 to 20 minutes, I was like, okay, so they're really just going to try to hit on all of the exact same beats. And because we've seen that a lot with movies, the big criticism of the Star Wars films, the newest ones, was they're just doing the same storylines, but with a different coat of paint. I thought that this went in a different direction at one point, and by the end, I was like, I genuinely enjoyed it, and I thought the ending especially was very good. It hits all the right beats.
I thought the ending was perfect.
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
And we won't spoil that, but it is perfect.
And you're right. They did enough of the old stuff, so to speak, repeated it to make, but then they did, and there are some genuinely funny scenes in there, like in the first one. Make you laugh out loud, including going down the slide on the sled
ramp.
Not going to give that away too far.
No.
That one made me. You knew what was coming, and it still makes you laugh.
Yeah. I guess I should say, I said most of the major people are back. They did change out the actress who plays the mom. The actress who played the mom in the original, you had her name a minute ago.
What was it? Melinda Dillon. She retired.
Yeah,
she retired 15 years ago.
So they actually brought Julie Haggerty, who you might remember from Airplane.
Yes. And she was very good.
That's why she looked familiar.
Yeah, that was Julie Haggerty from Airplane.
The most vicious Scrabble player thing. And then also right there early on, there were some great lines. She had that line about when they were hiding from the carolers.
Yes.
Carolers are like ticks. Once you get them on your porch, you can't get rid of them. Now, that's a great line.
And I thought that was good because that would have been something that Darren McGavin's character would have done from the original, right?
Yes,
I mean, that would have
exactly.
been one of the things that he would have done, but because he wasn't there, this was something that she probably got from him. And so you get some of that irrationality towards, towards people who are otherwise very well, they mean well.
Yeah, they're nice people.
Yeah, you're just carolers, and yet you're treating them like they're terrorists.
Yeah, exactly. Nick, what did you think? Oh, sorry, Kent.
Oh, I was just going to add to what you had said before about the how it, it's not going to be the first one, right? And I think that's intentionally why it didn't open in theaters.
Yeah.
It went directly to the HBO Max, and that's the perfect place to see it. And if they'd have tried a theatrical release, I think it would have flopped.
Definitely.
I thought I'm probably the only person in the world who's never seen the original all the way through.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I've seen bits and pieces. My stepbrother loves the movie. Around Christmas time, he'll usually have it on, but I'm usually doing other things. So I've never seen the full. Obviously, I know the bits and the references. So I picked up on it. I thought it had a lot of really funny moments. The book publisher scene, I really liked that.
That was
a
good.
lot. I thought the kids did a great job. Their acting was really natural.
Yep.
The snowman thing, that seemed like a conversation kids would have. I feel like a big mistake that a lot of writers make when they're writing kids is they try to make everything they do or say have some kind of purpose in the overall story. But I liked it. Yeah, it's pretty good. I wonder if it hit better for me if I would have seen the original one.
I think it would have helped.
Probably. Yeah.
For sure. But I liked it. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I will mention one. Go ahead.
I also wanted to say they did a few innovative things filmically, like that. I think of that snowball fight that they film as kind of an old Western shootout. That's clever, right? That's interesting.
Yep.
You know? And, it's not a big deal, but it just helps make the movie a little better, so to speak.
I did like the way that the kids got revenge on the bullies, and I knew exactly what they were doing as soon as they, because he looks and the kids are looking in the window, because the bullies are always moving around on a snowmobile, and the kids are looking out the window, and Ralphie's going, "What are you kids looking for?" And they're like, "Nothing," and they're just kind of giggling, and you could hear the snowmobile in the background. I knew exactly what they were doing, and so when I won't give it away, but I called that scene, and I liked
it. Was very good.
I liked it. I thought that was a good way to get back at him. So that is A Christmas Story Christmas, which is streaming right now on HBO Max.
Not longer than barely longer
hour
than
and
an
40.
hour and a half.
Hour and 40.
Not very long.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Josh was very excited.
Yeah, I'm pumped
to unveil what his movie is. He hasn't told us yet. So.
No, but Nick is worried that when we come back that he will not be able to pick this movie. It comes out on Netflix today,
which will be 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, we'll watch this. Yeah, Kent, we're off next week, so we'll talk about this in a couple weeks. We're doing
we're
doing the new Knives Out.
Damn
movie.
it!
I mean, Nick, you
I know, I'm gonna watch it anyway.
Yeah, Knives Out, Glass Onion, and Knives Out mystery. John, I'm guessing you haven't seen the first. You don't have to see the first. You'll be fine. It's the same. The main character is the same, but everything else is different. So it's on Netflix. First one is spectacular. I rewatched it recently. I was going to see this one in theaters when it was in theaters for a month. I never got around to it, though. It's on Netflix today. Glass Onion and Knives Out movie. Did you see it yet, Kent?
I did not, and it wasn't in theaters for a month here. I think it was in theaters for a week.
No, yeah, it was here for a week, and I never got to it.
Yeah.
I was so bummed.
So I didn't see it. No,
yeah.
I do. Before we depart for the year, need to say thanks to whoever picked All Quiet on the Western Front.
That was me.
Was that you?
That was me.
It's made my best of the year list.
Really?
Nice.
I thought it was well done.
Congrats, John.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
And I probably would not have watched it if it hadn't been for that.
So there you go. I get an assist.
Wow.
I get a dime. I get a dime on that one.
That was Magic Johnson.
I did want to tap into your brain there, Kent. Today is the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception. You are a Raiders fan.
Ooh,
Do you remember watching that game?
Oh, yes.
Were you, I mean, you were upset because
you lost.
Because the Raiders lost, but were you upset in the moment that the Steelers had done something illegal?
Yes. And remain so 50 years later.
Really? So you were right on it saying that should not have been a legal catch because it hit off of a Pittsburgh player.
Correct. In the rules in those days, offensive players could not touch the ball consecutively. And it hit off of Fuqua and bounced to Franco. And that was it. It was an illegal play. Other time the Raiders get screwed. Tuck rule. You want some more?
You said cannot.
Bill hates the Raiders.
Ken, did you think that Franco trapped it on the ground?
Looking back now, maybe, but when it happened, it was A, stunning for one thing, and B, as soon as they started talking about it, it was like, well, that's not a legal play. It should have been called dead as soon as Franco touched it. And it wasn't.
We've always seen the play, right?
Mm-hmm.
I found a video today and I tweeted it out on YouTube. Someone had the original broadcast and it carried through to the end, which I'd never seen before.
Oh, yeah.
So it shows, because we just assume he scores, fans rush out on the field, game's over. Well, A, there was 5 seconds left, so they still had to kick the ball off, and the Raiders still had one more play. But B, there was about an 8 to 9 minute interlude where they're A, getting fans off the field, and B, the Raiders are on the field, including John Madden, arguing the play because of what Kent just mentioned. And the head referee actually goes into the dugout to grab the phone and call upstairs to Art McNally, who was the director of officials, who was in the press box. And and now there are two different stories. One is that he did it to find out, hey, should this play be legal? So it's kind of like an instant replay review without instant replay. But as the Raiders have contended over the years, they believe he was calling upstairs to find out how much security the referees could get if they overturn the decision. And the old saying goes that they found out that we can only get you 6 cops. So only 6 cops, 6 points for Pittsburgh is how the old saying goes. The Raiders were convinced. They were trying to find out, hey, can you get us safely out of the stadium? Not were they reviewing the play. So it really, felt, worked into the conspiracy and the resentment and the anger. And it's really a good watch. It's not about 9-10 minutes long, but it's the rest of the broadcast from the play to the end of the broadcast. And it's kind of a unique look at, how it was covered back then.
Yes. As Raider fan, that still burns.
Oh,
it sucks, Ken. Like, we were talking the other day about most famous plays, most viewed plays. Most viewed plays in NFL history. And the discussion started because of that play. And we could only come up with 2 or 3 others that we think have been watched by more people since it originated. It was Dwight Clark.
The catch.
And then the Ice Bowl was one that
Ice Bowl.
The Bart Starr touchdown. And I mean, my favorite team was involved negatively in 2 of those plays, and then yours was the other.
And don't forget the tuck rule. That was often,
Oh.
which Tom Brady has since admitted that was a fumble.
Yeah. Oh, I honestly, that triggered me more than anything.
Yeah.
And it really triggered me because then
A
they
couple
went on
weeks
and
later.
they beat my team
Yeah.
in the Super Bowl. But
Yeah.
oh, well, 50 years ago, there's a great story on ESPN.
50 years today.
Phil Villapiano, who was a great linebacker for the Raiders, and Franco became lifetime friends after that play. And they would call each other every year on the anniversary.
Oh.
Franco would call and say, hey, Phil, where were you 30 years ago today?
Oh,
And they're great friends. I mean, they've done things together, and of course, and the story is from this week, and it talks about how Phil Villapiano found out that Franco had passed, and he's still going to be in Pittsburgh for his jersey retirement.
Yeah.
And it's a great story. It's on ESPN.com. You should really check it out. It's a pretty cool look at history. But I was just curious, Ken, if you remembered it as vividly as many others do.
man. Absolutely. And yeah. And, I have great fear about tomorrow night, since it's going to be about 8 degrees in Pittsburgh. The Raiders don't play well when it's cold.
No, they don't. No, they don't. And the other thing about it, the game-winning play, if that play hadn't counted, Ken Stabler ran it 30 yards for a touchdown.
Yep.
Ken Stabler, who was not the starting quarterback that day. It was LaMonica.
Correct.
He came in to back him up, and that's kind of what started,
That's
Ken
what
Stabler
got Stabler to be the
number
was
one
the
guy.
Mad Bomber before that.
That's right. Great times. Well, I mean, maybe not that game for you, but that era.
That era, though, was the classic
Oh.
Raiders era.
Yes, it was. Certainly was. All right. So in 2 weeks, we'll come back and we'll watch the, what was it called?
Glass Onion.
Glass Onion.
Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery on Netflix.
Well, I was going to watch that anyway over the break.
Yeah,
so,
me too.
hey.
Yep.
There we go.
We all get to talk about it now.
We'll kill many birds with one stone. Ken,
Awesome.
again, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Thanks again for doing this with us. You've been a friend of the program for probably the longest friend of the program.
I think you're the original.
active,
Yeah.
going all the way back to the Kevin and Bob days. And we always love doing this. And I love the movie club concept has always been a fun way to continue this over the years. So,
Yeah,
thanks,
most
Ken.
fun thing I've done in radio ever.
Awesome. That's great to hear.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas to you guys and everybody else out there.
And go Raiders.
And go Raiders.
Go Raiders.
Heck yes. Heck
Ken
yeah.
Walgamont of the Lincoln Journal-Star. We will be back with more of Unsportsmanlike Conduct. It's our year-end program. We still have to review the list.
Oh, God.
And we're going to review our 10 questions. We did the 10 questions right before the start of the season. We did these at the Break the Curse event.
And we got Frost fired. You're welcome, Husker fans.
We're going to find out how badly we did in that
Oh,
coming
boy.
up next here on Unsportsmanlike Conduct in 1620 The Zone, where Santa Barkley sadly can't fit down the chimney anymore. So he's just coming through the front door. Well, chimneys are smaller these days.
That's true. That's true. They are.
And Charles is a little bigger than he used to be in his playing days. But new FanDuel customers can get gifts of a no-sweat first bet up to $2,500 back in free bets when you sign up using promo code 1620. That's right, $2,500 bets back if your first bet doesn't win. So it's a perfect time to start out with FanDuel. We're coming into the heat of bowl week. The playoff is starting next week. The NFL, college basketball, NBA, so much to bet with and so much to do with the FanDuel Sportsbook.
John, we were just talking with Kent, and he mentioned the temperatures in Pittsburgh. I saw a tweet earlier today. Real feel temps in Pittsburgh earlier today, -19. Cleveland, -37. Chicago, -21. KC, -12. What I'm trying to say is, you know it's going to be cold. Take a look at the wind in some of these locales because perhaps an under would be the lean. And like John said, if you're wrong and the over hits, well, that means you get a lot of points, but you also get a no-sweat first bet for up to $2,500 in free bets, like I said, with that promo code 1620. So see for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Get in the holiday spirit with that no-sweat first bet for up to $2,500 with that promo code 1620. 21 plus, present in Iowa. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions do apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
The Connor Happer Show.
Matt Rule has quote tweeted himself and did a king hat. What's a king hat called? Josh,
It's a crown.
What's a crown and a flame, a fire emoji. Are you sure that's what it is? A crown, not a king hat.
The Connor Happer Show. Weekdays from 10 to 2 on 1620. The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast from the Godfather's Pizza Weather Center and KETV Newswatch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
Mostly clear skies, strong winds, along with dangerously cold temperatures will continue throughout the evening and overnight. A wind chill warning is in effect until noon Saturday, tracking a morning low of 6 below. Along with the wind speeds, it will feel closer to 25 below. For your Saturday, mostly sunny skies with a high temperature of only 11. I'm meteorologist Anthony Copeland for KETV News Watch 7.
1620 The Zone's Unsportsmanlike Conduct, brought to you by a great friend of the program, Union Bank and Trust.
1620 The Zone Traffic.
From the Burton AC Heating, Plumbing, and More Time-Saving Traffic Center, we have just one accident to report right now on the right shoulder of I-680 at the Pacific Street exit number 2. We also have slowdowns on Dodge from 108th to 72nd Street, as well as slowdowns on West Center Road from 204th all the way to Bob Boozer Drive. Remember to give everyone a little bit of extra following distance today and buckle those seatbelts. I'm Dan Campanen.
This time-saving traffic is brought to you by IBEW Local 22.
Looking for a career, not a job? IBEW has immediate openings for residential electricians. You'll receive top pay, fully funded family health care, and retirement benefits. Invest in yourself with IBEW Local 22. Call Michael at 402-810-0789.
Funplex has a limited time offer that'll deck your halls. The Funplex 'Tis the Season Pass Sale. Save big through Christmas and think warm thoughts as you and yours dream about sun, fun, sliding, and chilling for summer of 23. Not only will you be saving $45 off the regular price, but if you're doing your holiday math, 3 visits and the pass pays for itself. Plus, there's always special offers to season pass holders on concessions, merch, and more. The Funplex 'Tis the Season Pass Sale. Now through Christmas at fun-plex.com.
Hey, it's Jan from Toyota, reminding you that Toyotathon is on and here to help make your holidays extra magical. How? Maybe it's driving in a Tacoma in search of the perfect hill to sled down. Popping from store to store in a Prius to find the perfect gift.
You did it. How'd you know?
Or it could be something much more simple, like surprising loved ones in a RAV4 hybrid.
You made it, Bobby! You're all grown up!
And seeing their faces light up when you pull up to their home. Stop by Toyotathon and make this holiday one to remember. It's the perfect opportunity to gather with your friends and family, both near and far.
Dealer inventory may vary. Current offers on these vehicles end November 30th. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyotathon, which ends on January 3rd. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places.
See your independently owned Omaha Metro Toyota dealers, Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, or Baxter Toyota of La Vista.
Your neighborhood is more than blocks of buildings. It's the people who live there that make it special. At Union Bank and Trust, we're not just creating home loans, we're making neighbors. We're not just small business lenders, we're small business shoppers. We don't just live in your community, we help you build it. Because our people are your people. Visit ubt.com/neighbor to learn more. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
The brand new Dollar General Distribution Center in Blair is now hiring. Starting wage is up to $20.10 per hour with benefits including medical, dental, vision, 401k, and a $2,000 sign-on bonus. Apply today by texting DG Warehouse to 25000 or online at dollargeneral.com/career. Again, apply today by texting DG Warehouse to 25000 or online at dollargeneral.com/careers. Dollar General can't wait to have you become a team member at their brand new distribution center.
It's Christmas Day basketball as the Creighton Blue Jays take on the DePaul Blue Demons. Robbie Lula has shoot-around courtside at 2:30, tip-off at 3:30. Merry Christmas. The Blue Jays on 1620 The Zone and 1019 The Keg.
Did you know that radon is the #1 cause of lung cancer for non-smokers and that our region has some of the highest levels in the country? Radon Defense Midwest can test and fix your home. Visit radonradio.com for an exclusive offer for 1620 The Zone listeners. That's radonradio.com.
The Zone Hotline is powered by Los Hills Harley-Davidson, your home in the hills.
Make the right call, fans. The Rooferees at John Higgins Weather Guard.
Rooferees. This is Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
And I want more of the cream. I need the cream.
On 1620, The Zone.
There's this pizza, it's a sponsor of a Husker sports pod, where 2 young guys spend time with an elder. Sometimes laughing, sometimes scolding, sometimes there's arguing. And in every episode you'll hear Parker, Parker. Simple, please calm down today. Why is Simple making noises that would make my mom blush? Does his wife Trix hear them at Applebee's?
Parker.
Oh, young Parker, oh, young Baznet, you're the folks in his life, and he'll tell you to please be careful. Parker.
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 Parker. Simple, you're our fave snowflake. Simple, you're our fave snowflake.
Another Christmas classic.
Parker.
See, Nick was dropping in extra Parkers, and he didn't realize the last Parker was there too.
It's the remix
from Stibbs Beyond the Grave.
R.I.P.
This time of year, you hear a lot of Christmas classics from Bing Crosby, from Burl Ives. This is our late Christmas classic from the late Mike Stibbs.
Oh, it's good to hear. That's still my favorite song. I think that's my favorite song that we ever have done. That is of all the ones that we've done. I like that one the most. Just because of the Parker.
Well, yeah.
Also, Parker and Baz, they're no longer with us on the beat anymore. On the beat.
R.I.P.
We were giving away Creighton tickets digitally, by the way.
Yep.
So
for Sunday's game, I'm confused on the day. It's Christmas
Today's
Day.
Friday.
Christmas Day.
Yeah, Sunday is Christmas. If you include the hashtag Christmas with the Grum, you can win 2 tickets. We need your Festivus, your grievance,
your Festivus sports grievance, or
a Christmas wish for 2023. Scott texts in to 402-951-1620. I wish Creighton continued good sex in the Big East. Thank you, Jimmy.
Well, congratulations. Continue good sex in the Big East.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you, Jimmy. All right.
Well, we'll see if they can continue that on Sunday against the DePaul Blue Demons. So keep sending those in, and we'll pick 5. And
Creighton plays a lot of devils and demons.
They do. Well, they're a Jesuit school. Jesus fought the devil.
They haven't played the Devils since
they played the Sun Devils.
Yeah, they played the Sun Devils.
Oh, that's right, the Sun Devils. Sorry, I was thinking Duke Blue Devils.
And didn't they play Arizona State last year too?
Yes, they played Arizona State like 4 or 5 times.
Boy over here. Look at you.
Wow, I know more about Creighton than John Bishop.
Well, I was thinking Blue Devils.
Yeah,
I don't think of the Sun Devils. When I
think
think basketball, I think Blue Devils.
That's understandably so. Understandably so.
I'm sorry, Arizona State.
Yeah, jeez.
Sorry. Just
Parker.
Crazy.
Yeah.
We'll come back and do our review of the 10 questions in just a moment. We were wrapping things up with Kent about the Immaculate Reception. That was the Steelers' first ever playoff win, that game.
Wow. I wish that was their only playoff win.
Consider that their record prior to that catch.
The Steelers?
Yeah. The franchise started in 1933. Of the 37 seasons that happened prior to 1972, they had losing seasons in 25 of the 37.
Oh, that was a better time.
No playoff wins.
Oh.
And then after the Immaculate Reception.
Oh, here we go.
The Steelers have the most wins in the NFL.
Gross.
They only have 7 years in the last 50 under 500. This will probably be the 8th.
This will be the first one that Tomlin's ever had.
Yeah.
Nuts.
This will only be the 8th because they're at 9 losses now, right? So they can't have a winning season. They can't have 500, right? I thought they're 5-9.
I thought that they were.
Or do they only have 7?
They're 6-8, so they could. John, they could still do it.
They could still do it.
Tomorrow might. Nice. Tomorrow might decide it.
Think about that.
69.
Since the Immaculate Reception, only 7 losing seasons in 50 years.
John, did you know this? They had only played in 1 playoff game before that.
Yeah.
They played the Eagles.
Yeah.
They lost a divisional game. Remember the Steagles?
Yes, they merged.
Yes.
They
in
merged.
1943.
They had to merge because of World War II.
Wartime.
I want a T-shirt. I want a Steagles T-shirt.
Oh, Nick, then I would punch you.
Not because I like the Steelers.
I know, but then it's like
the Eagles are super cool, though.
Two of my least favorite
Tua?
teams coming together: the Eagles and the Steelers. God, I would have hated them so much.
What did the Steelers ever do to you?
What do you mean? What did the Steelers ever do to me? Do you forget about Super Bowl 10 and the other Super Bowl?
That was way before you were born.
I can still hate them.
Way before you were born.
I can still hate them.
Wow.
Also, they have annoyed me. I didn't like Ben Roethlisberger. That guy's a jerk.
But Mark Whipple knew him.
Oh,
yeah.
the terrible. See, that's another reason to hate him. The terrible towels.
The terrible towel was an awesome gimmick.
It is. I actually like it. But I hate that. Why can't I hate them? Why do you hate the Cowboys? They never did anything to you.
Because they're MAGA's team. They're evil.
Have they even beaten the Rams in the playoffs since you've been alive?
Yeah, they have.
Like once?
Just not very often.
Yeah, see, like one time. 2 times. Yeah, they won't beat you in the playoffs this year because your garbage-ass team's not even making it.
Loser.
I hate the Steelers.
Sometimes it's fun to just keep beating. You know, it's like being a bully. You just keep kicking one another down.
You gotta beat the dead horse.
Least favorite teams: Giants 1, Eagles 2. Though honestly, I think it might be flipped now. I might hate the Eagles the most.
Wow.
And then Steelers 3, and then I mean, yeah, I hate Washington, but they're like they're the annoying kid brother. Go into the corner, annoying kid brother. Like you barely bother me. Go away. But
And
you're a
that
disgusting
used-
franchise.
That was the rivalry.
I know. I hate them, but I
think you might hate the Eagles more. I
I
barely
do.
hear you
I
talk
think
about the Giants.
Well, I mean, part of that, Nick, is that the Cowboys, I think, have beaten the Giants 10 times in a row. I mean, talk about barely thinking of somebody anymore. Plus, I live with an Eagles fan, and yeah. You know what sucks? Here, I'm going to give you a real honest take about Jalen Hurts being injured. It's taken away a little of the luster of tomorrow. Dallas loses to the Jags. The Eagles beat the Bears. Hurts isn't playing. Like, yeah, I mean, they're still playing for something, but it just, I don't know. I'm not as intense going into all my intensity is being saved for next month.
He's already just cashing it out because he's worried that Minshew Mania is going to embarrass his team. And so he's just protecting himself emotionally. He's hedging his emotional bets.
I mean, I am going to pick the Eagles in predictions later, but I'm serious. Like, if Dallas had won last week and if Hurts was playing, this would have a much bigger game feel. Instead, it's, I don't know. It seems like a lose-lose proposition. Dallas loses bad. If they win, well, they should have won. El Scorcho says, absolutely excellent take on saying the Steelers are trash, Josh. Thank you, El Scorcho. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you.
The steel wall.
We hate the Steelers. I can't believe you like the Steelers. Blows my mind anyone would.
I don't
them.
so much like them. I just don't have a hatred for them.
I just think it's cool that they merged.
Mainly because they did beat the Cowboys in those 2 Super Bowls.
Steagles is a fun thing to say.
What was it? It was 10 and 12?
10 and 13.
13. Which was the one where Jackie Smith dropped the ball?
13.
He must be the sickest man in America. God, what a horrible drop. Nick, have you ever seen that drop?
No.
Oh.
Dropped a sure touchdown in the end zone.
Wide open.
Tied the game.
Wide open. It's like he catches the ball and throws it back.
And
That's
the
not
irony,
what you want to do.
And the
No.
irony was that Jackie Smith, who was a longtime St. Louis Cardinal and a great all-pro tight end, retired and then was coaxed back out of retirement by Tom Landry because they needed him.
To sabotage the Cowboys.
And it would have been his chance because he was a really great player. It would have been like if Gronk had never won a Super Bowl and then got brought out of retirement to win a Super Bowl. He was he was really up there. And then he has this golden moment where he has a chance to help his team and he drops an easy one. I mean, just an easy one.
Sad.
Thank you, Nick.
It's why their nickname is the Chokin' Cowboys.
Oh,
I don't believe
that's why.
Yeah,
I've heard that a lot.
I don't believe that's the case. Don't believe that's the case.
Coming up next, how badly did we choke on our 10 questions predictions and the list and One Beer Friday, all coming up on 1620 and more Christmas carols from Beyond the Grave on 1620 The Zone.
Remember, no matter how you listen, it's still AM radio. 1620 The Zone.
Woodhouse Mazda and Woodhouse Place Mazda are the Omaha Metro's exclusive Mazda dealers, conveniently located in Bellevue or in Millard off 144th and Giles Road. You can shop, finance, and buy your next Mazda SUV or sedan your way. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will guide you to your next vehicle, and our full service department is there for you when your vehicle needs maintenance. Visit us at woodhousemazda.com or woodhouseplacemazda.com to learn more.
Last year, I enrolled my family for health care coverage through the health insurance marketplace. Do I need to enroll again?
Yes, we have seen the plans available through the marketplace change, and new options may be available. You must re-enroll for 2023 to ensure you or your family are in the right plan for your budget and needs. Charles Drew Health Center in Omaha can help. Just call 402-451-3553 to set up an appointment with a team member.
I don't have health coverage, and I'm worried that if I get sick, I can't afford the medical bills. How do I get started?
Getting started is easy and free. Just call to set up an appointment with a Navigator enrollment specialist. We will explain your coverage options, answer any questions, help you enroll, and see if you qualify for financial assistance. Open enrollment is November 1st through January 15th. Re-enroll in healthcare coverage or enroll for the first time. Call Charles Drew Health Center at 402-451-3553 to set up an appointment.
Creighton Sports Update.
Give the gift of Creighton basketball this holiday season. Creighton men's basketball is back at CHI Health Center on Christmas Day this Sunday as they host the DePaul Blue Demons. Tip-off is set for 3:30 p.m. Limited tickets are still available online at gocreighton.com/tickets. That's Creighton versus DePaul this Sunday at 3:30 p.m. And that's your Creighton Sports Update.
1620 The Zone proudly supports Creighton Athletics.
42 Degrees wants to thank everyone for making 2022 our best year ever. 42 Degrees has put everything, yes, everything, at buy one, get one at 50% off. That's right, it's buy one, get one at 50% off on everything. No exclusions. With 9 convenient locations, the friendliest, most knowledgeable, and professional staff, and our year-end buy one, get one at 50% off sale. Go to The Source and save on everything we sell. 42 Degrees. Buy your mom's house.
Ramona's Mexican restaurant is a North Omaha original on 30th Street. Everything you've loved about Ramona's is still the way you remember. Nachos, the works, the popular deep-fried burrito, that beast of a cheeseburger, and don't forget those cinnamon chips. They offer indoor and outdoor seating, fresh margaritas and cocktails, plus a convenient walk-up window. And if you buy a Ramona's t-shirt, they'll take 20% off your bill when you wear your t-shirt. Just north of 30th Street in historic Florence. Come check them out today.
The final days of Winterfest are here at Lowe's. Save now before they're gone. Take up to $600 off select major appliances and get instant savings on top brand names such as Whirlpool, Samsung, and LG. Plus, get free delivery on purchases over $396. You can always count on finding a great selection in-store or online. Don't miss the final days to save during Winterfest. Only at Lowe's. Offer valid through 12/24. Exclusions apply. See store for details.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information.
This message is for the guy who isn't perfect in the bedroom. And let's be honest, who is? Maybe the issue is getting it up or keeping it up, or maybe it's finishing too soon. If any of these performance hiccups sound familiar to you, don't sweat it. Hims can help. At 4hims.com, you can go online and get clinically proven prescription medication that treats these issues prescribed for you, if appropriate, by licensed medical providers. And the medication is shipped free to your door in discreet packaging. Plus, Hims gives you unlimited follow-up visits with medical providers. No one's perfect in the bedroom every time, but with Hims, you can get a lot closer than before. And chances are, your partner will agree.
To get started today, go to 4hims.com/perfect. That's 4hims.com/perfect for your free visit. FORHIMS.com/PERFECT.
1620 The Zone's Unsportsmanlike Conduct is brought to you by Union Bank and Trust. Now back to the program.
We wish you would just pick a team. We wish you would just pick a team. We wish you would just pick a team and not be a Husker. Make sure that you hide all your Husker stuff. We wish you would just pick a team and not be a Husker. It makes absolutely no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. They're literally rivals. You attended one school, but now you feel torn. We wish you would just pick a team, and your name's John Bishop.
Screw you, Stibbs. I'm going to visit your gravesite and pee on it. More Christmas karaoke with the great Mike Stibbs from, God, was that 5 years ago?
I think 4. I think 2018.
Was it 2018?
Yeah, 2018.
It was definitely
I was
pre-COVID.
21. I could drink.
It was
Nice,
definitely
Nick.
pre-COVID. It is. Speaking of drinking, One Beer Friday is coming up. I've already started. I just said the hell with it.
Yeah, I saw that. I'll get one in a couple minutes.
Well, this is the whole lot of sap, a little full lot of sap from Cross Drain. It's a double IPA, so I'm going to pace myself for the next
spread it out over an hour and a half.
minutes.
I like it. That's a good call.
So
You're actually going home tonight. That's good.
I'm finally going home.
They didn't say no. You have to stay here another night. You're
What if
trapped.
you
we're gonna
actually
charge you
just checked-
another night?
Was that hotel you checked into, was that called California?
No.
You're not allowed to check out of that one.
Yeah, you can never leave.
It's a lovely place.
I get it. So when we were at the Break the Curse event, which we did because Scott Frog got fired, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
Yeah, but after Georgia Southern.
We decided in the form of 10
Monkey
different
paw.
questions, we would predict the Husker season.
Mm-hmm.
The first question, Casey Thompson will start blank number of games in 2022.
Did I nail this? Was it 10?
It was 10.
Whoa, nice.
I
Sorry
had
that you got hurt, Casey.
I had 11. Josh had 10.
Was the reason, was it injury or was it that we thought he might get benched?
I was banking on injury.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
I was banking on injury.
I think we might have known
You were
by
banking
them.
on the fact that they left him off the damn poster.
They're going to start
and that was a
Jock
sign.
Yant. Jock Yant at quarterback. He's on the poster.
Question 2. Nebraska's starting running back, who we didn't know at the time. So
Uh-huh.
Nebraska's starting running back, blank, will have at least blank number of rushing yards this season. I had Anthony Grant 650. Josh went with Anthony Grant 754. Anthony Grant went for 915 yards. So we were both off.
We were off, but man, and not to say like if you take away the good games, but geez, the last half of the season was much more in line with what he thought. We thought he got off to a great start. He had 101 versus Northwestern. He had almost 200 against North Dakota, and then even 138 against Georgia Southern. He had a bad game against Oklahoma, but another 100-yard game against Indiana. At that point, we're like, he's going to coast to 1,000 yards. And
Didn't quite make it.
Not coasting at all.
Question 3, Nebraska's leading receiver, blank, will have at least blank number of catches. I had Marcus Washington at 40. Josh had Trey Palmer at 56. Trey was the leading receiver. He had 71 catches. I almost hit Washington's number. He had 31.
Man, it's crazy because there were times where I thought he was like genuinely a good player, but he would just have stretches where he wasn't involved a whole lot in the offense.
And that's why I went with Washington because of the previous chemistry with Casey, and I was dubious of Nebraska just bringing in a transfer who's going to light the world on fire. And I was right and wrong.
Yeah,
because you're right. When he went off like against Purdue, but then he would go on the milk carton. It would seem like
he had some really good games and some he had the 1 catch 1 yard game too.
All right, now this one's going to require a little subjectivity. The Husker special teams. This is a optional question. Husker special teams will be A, the same, B, a little better, C, worse, or D, noticeably better than the previous year. I thought they would be noticeably better. Josh said they would be a little better. So we have a dispute here.
Yeah, so let me look at real quick. SP Plus, they were 108th on SP Plus. If I go to Football Outsiders, trying to figure out what they were there. I don't think it was a whole lot better on their special teams ranking.
If you stop listening to the nerds and you let your eyes do the talking for you, Nebraska blocked a punt and got a touchdown, turned the game around against Indiana.
Yeah.
Steve Buscemi was everything we wanted out of a punter.
Mm-hmm.
They got great place kicking. They didn't allow.
They just didn't return punts.
But no one ever returns punts anymore. They were better in coverage. I think they were noticeably better in 2022.
Yeah, you know what? I'll give you this one. I think you're right. They were definitely better.
Because remember, we're starting at a very low bar.
Yeah, and that's true. They didn't have true disasters like,
No.
They didn't have a punt go backwards.
The only special teams botch that I can really recall is an onside kick. And that was a decision, not an execution.
Correct. That was, it wasn't the play itself. It was the calling of the play.
Question 5, the best position group today are the blank. The best position group at the end of the season will be blank. I had linebackers as the best at the beginning of the season and then ended with defensive line.
Yeah.
And Josh had quarterbacks at the beginning of the season.
Just one quarterback.
And then ended with defensive backs. What was Nebraska's best position group?
By the end of the year, I almost want to say receivers, but that gives a lot of credit to one guy. But I mean, we had Trey Palmer stats.
Yeah.
You had Marcus Washington. I mean, that's a lot of receptions for guys that,
the defensive backs weren't bad.
No, they were fine.
So you were closer than I was.
Yeah, the defensive line was never very good.
No.
It was never very good.
No, it wasn't. Question 6. The most exhilarating win will be against, and you could say we both bombed on this one, though I was close.
You were, man.
One goal line stand away from beating Wisconsin, and it might have been that.
Yeah,
Josh had Northwestern.
You know what sucks is Iowa could have been an option that we could have picked here, and we didn't. We could have nailed that. Oh, by the way, Severe is watching on YouTube. Michael, welcome. He says, first of all, I had Trey Palmer for 70 receptions, so we got that. And then he says Nebraska 78th in FEI special teams. So that's definitely noticeably better. They were like last.
So yeah, we didn't get that one. And then most painful defeat, I had Illinois. You had Minnesota. Painful defeat probably is Northwestern, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or is it Georgia Southern?
I mean, look, those two, the ones we mentioned, I think are painful.
Both of those. I mean,
Nebraska had leads in both of these games.
I mean,
it leads in all 4 of the games we just mentioned.
Northwestern stuck Frost in the coffin. Georgia Southern put the final nail in it.
The Illinois game really sucked because it was painful not just to lose, but you lost your quarterback, and that kind of ended bull talk.
And remember, yes, all the talk of this is the game that is going to put Mickey Joseph in the driver's seat.
Mm-hmm. It did not.
So of these two, Illinois is a better answer, but it's not the answer.
Yeah, I mean, God, both of those losses were horrible. But yeah.
And when I mention Oklahoma, national stage, and you get blown out.
Yeah. It wasn't, I mean, it was painful, but not in the way we're talking about.
This one, you stop. This season, Husker fans will gain more of an appreciation for blank.
John, what did you say?
Chins.
Oopsies.
And you had Adrian Martinez.
You know, and I think, honestly, we're both wrong.
What would be the correct answer for this question? Would it be stupid to say Casey?
See, Casey was someone I thought of. What were you going to say, Nick?
You don't think Adrian got more respect?
No, he did, but him getting hurt, I think, changes the math on the end of the season.
Right, but I think you were answering Adrian because
I thought he was going to be good, and I thought Nebraska's quarterback was going to be bad.
Right, and so
that really wasn't the case.
It never really was.
What
the
about
case.
Bill Bush? I mean, to go with
Bill Bush. Bill Bush is probably the best answer to this question.
And you know, this is kind
Mickey Joseph would have been up there.
And this is, I was going to say Mickey is
but
awkward now.
I think Bill Bush is the better answer.
Those two in particular, because the season, there was a moment after the loss to Oklahoma in the bye week where we were openly wondering if 1-11 was on the table.
Yes.
And it was not on the table because of, I would say, those two guys.
Yeah.
Mickey and Bill Bush and what they did. And then, you know, certainly it goes down to the players as well. But yeah, I would say that that's the list.
Question 9, the final game of 2022 will be played in the month of blank in blank. Josh nailed it. November, Kinnick Stadium. I had December, Yankee Stadium.
That game would be coming up in like a week.
Yes, it would.
Probably be cold.
And question 10, Scott Frost will blank an office inside Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska next January. Josh basically I've got a broom emoji there.
Yeah, because I said he'd be
cleaning out an office.
He actually did that in November.
And I had the more complex answer.
Yeah, what was yours again?
Scott Frost would be working late into the night, eating a Hungry Man TV dinner while he was picking up more commits for the 2023 recruiting class.
Frost working late. That's hysterical. You should have had a margarita there.
Yeah,
should have had a marker or golden tea machine.
I mean,
that's why he'd be late. He's too in the game.
Technically, we're both wrong because he had already left the office in September.
Long gone.
You were a lot closer than I was.
He might be sweeping up the restaurant he works at now.
Wow, Nick!
It's a busboy joke.
Damn, boom, roasted.
Now
that was a fun exercise.
Now, it's too bad he didn't get fired with cause, because then I could have changed my answer to he's eating a Hungry Man dinner right now because that's all he can afford. But as we know, he got paid.
Zach says appreciation. I also think Cam Jurgens. Mustache Adam says the same thing. Cam Jurgens. What do we think about gaining the appreciation?
Yeah, but I thought Hickson held up pretty well, all things considered.
Yes.
I mean, I agree. Cam Jurgens was a really good player. But but gaining appreciation is almost like a wins above replacement. And when you consider the improvement on special teams, which Bush gets credit for, and then how much better the defense played
from game 3
after Bush took over on the fly, I think Bill Bush is a really good answer.
I think he's the answer. They were horrific against Georgia Southern. They gave up whatever to Oklahoma. That's when they jettisoned Chins. And after that, look, the defense was not perfect, but it also won Nebraska their performance against Rutgers is the reason that they won that, because they kept him around. They kept the offense.
Him in the game.
His offense was horrible in that first half. His coaching job, I don't know how they did it.
Bill Bush definitely is the answer to that question. By the way, speaking of Chins, Eric Chinander hired as the defensive coordinator at Boise.
No, not defensive coordinator. He's like a line coach.
I assumed too much. I didn't read the story. Yeah, defensive line coach.
And run game coordinator, I believe.
Which is unfortunate because now he has to coach on that god-awful turf.
Oh, maybe he loves the blue turf.
Well, if he does,
blue.
If he does, then I'm definitely off the Chins bus.
Dabba-dee, dabba-da. Oh, nice. Welcome to the good side of the argument.
Only if he likes it.
The Chins bus has to be grody.
Grody?
Yeah.
No, I think
like that school bus. That school bus you always had growing up.
He seems like a guy who would keep things in order.
Like leftover suckers and dum-dums everywhere.
Gross.
There's gum under the seats.
Ugh. School buses are disgusting.
Yeah, I was a bus kid my entire life.
Not great.
Until I could drive.
Coming up next, we're going to review the list, and it's a One Beer Friday as the year is winding down. Don't forget, next week, I know a lot of people, we'll talk about it in a minute, but next week, it's the Best of the Crossover show. We'll review the list next on 1620 The Zone.
Live from the Host Coffee Studio, this is 1620 The Zone. 1620 The Zone. Traffic.
From the Burton AC Heating, Plumbing, and More Time-Saving Traffic Center, not too much going on traffic-wise around the Omaha Metro today. Just some minor slowdowns to report. On West Center Road, it's going a little bit slow between 204th and Bob Boozer Drive. As well as on Dodge Street, we have our usual slowdown from about 90th Street to 72nd. Remember to buckle those seatbelts and give everyone a little bit of extra following distance today. I'm Dan Campanen.
This time-saving traffic is brought to you by Fernando's Omaha.
Help someone on your Christmas list get their Fernando's fix with Fernando's gift cards. Buy $100 and get a $20 gift card for yourself. Only at 75th and Pacific or 114th and Dodge. Hurry, offer ends soon. Feliz Navidad from Fernando's. FernandosOmaha.com.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
It's incredible. After using Babbel, I'm ready to start having real conversations in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Babbel. Évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Are radon levels worse in the wintertime? Radon Defense Midwest tells us that indoor radon levels are normally at their highest in the winter or colder months because of the thermal stack effect. With a snowy barrier and tightly sealed homes, cold temperatures increase the pressure within the home, meaning more air is being pulled in from the ground, which elevates the risk of radon entering the home. Call for a special offer from our friends at Radon Defense Midwest. Visit radonradio.com for an exclusive offer to 1620 The Zone listeners. radonradio.com. They'll test and, if necessary, mitigate the problem.
News Talk 1290 is the new home for Omaha Maverick women's basketball all season long. Don't miss any of the Maverick action as they try to make their mark on the Summit League this season. Omaha Mavericks women's basketball is on News Talk 1290.
Hey everybody, it's Gary Sharp. Join me for We Got a Podcast driven by Woodhouse Auto Family. We get more in depth, have a guest or two, and drop nuggets of info you haven't heard anywhere else. Join us for We Got a Podcast driven by Woodhouse Auto Family every Friday in the show page on 1620thezone.com or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Welcome to the After Hours Lounge on 1620 The Zone.
Can we not be naive and know that there is probably tampering?
Can we stop using that term? Guys are texting each other on a minute-by-minute basis. And you know what? There's nothing different about the starting inside linebacker at Nebraska and the biology major.
Catch After Hours 6 to 8 Monday through Friday, or as the sports schedule allows. Brought to you by Iowa Western Community College and Payne West on 1620 The Zone.
1 in 3 families in Nebraska struggle to afford diapers for their children. Programs like SNAP, Medicaid, and WIC don't cover the cost. That's why Family Hospital System, the Omaha Metro's newest hospital system, is hosting a diaper drive with the Nebraska Diaper Bank. They have set a goal of 500 boxes of diapers. Won't you help? Family Hospital Systems, known for their zero wait time ER. Locations at 72nd and Cornhusker in Papillion and 144th and Stony Brook in Billard. Donate diapers to families in need with Family Hospital Systems.
He's back. Old Man Winter has arrived. If you notice the cold air leaking through your home's windows, give J-Tech Construction a call for a free estimate. Keep winter cold outdoors where it belongs. Let the official exterior experts of the Huskers, J-Tech Construction, upgrade you to triple pane replacement windows and start saving money on your energy bills. The cold doesn't have to mean higher heating costs. Get all the details by going to yourexteriorexperts.com. J-Tech Construction, the official exterior experts of the Huskers.
Shop Woodhouse Place Hyundai and Nissan, 144th and Giles. KOZN, Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs.
It'd be nice to have a pro
Throw.
It would be nice to have a pro
Throw.
It would be nice to have a pro
Throw.
It would be nice to have a pro
Throw.
It would be nice to have a pro
Throw.
It would be nice to have a pro
Throw.
It would be nice to have a pro
Throw.
It would be nice to have a pro
Throw.
When you're gone.
On the first day of drop, Miss Mike Stibbsy gave to me Mike Gundy's angry fart noise. On the second day of drop, Miss Mike Stibbsy gave to me at least a share and Mike Gundy's angry fart noise. On the third day of drop, Miss Mike Stibbsy gave to me, oh, who cares, at least a share and Mike Gundy's angry fart noise. On the fourth day of drop, Miss Mike Stibbsy gave to me that psycho Alex Jones, oh, who cares, at least a share and Mike Gundy's angry fart noise. On the fifth day of drop, Miss Mike Stibbsy gave to me Stick to Sports.
Yeah, the classic.
That psycho Alex Jones, oh, who cares, at least a share and Mike Gundy's angry fart noise. On the sixth day of drop, Miss Mike Stibbsy gave to me, I have the best words, stick to sports. That psycho Alex Jones, oh, who cares, at least a share and Mike Gundy's angry fart noise. On the seventh day of drop, Miss Mike Stibbsy gave to me memes on Twitter. I have the best word, stick to sports. That psycho Alex Jones, oh, who cares, at least a share and Mike Gundy's angry fart noise. On the eighth day of drop, Miss Mike Stibbsy gave to me, I'm not sure why I'm here, memes on Twitter. I have the best word, stick to sports. That psycho Alex Jones, oh, who cares, at least a share and Mike Gundy's angry fart noise. On the ninth day of drop, Miss Mike Stibbsy gave to me 9 games in 7 seasons. I'm not sure why I'm here. Memes on Twitter. I have the best word, stick to sports. That psycho Alex Jones, oh, who cares, at least a share and Mike Gundy's angry fart noise. On the 10th day of drop, Miss Mike Stibbsy gave to me Bill Musso knowing 9 games in 7 seasons. I'm not sure why I'm here. Mimi's on Twitter. I have the best word. Stick to sports. That's Psycho Alex Jones. Oh, who cares?
Gary?
Oh,
you
crap.
idiot!
Oh, I hit the wrong one. Well, I didn't see where it was playing from.
You idiot! There was still more drops. My God.
Oh, well.
Stick
I thought he was
to
playing it off that other
sports.
computer because I didn't see the countdown.
No,
on
remember,
here.
you know what, Nick? What does Nick love on Next Gen more than anything?
I have no idea.
Rotators.
Oh.
He made
At least a share.
He made a rotator.
Well, there
Man,
you
that
go.
was really funny. Jordan says that Nick spilled his beer. Awesome.
He did.
Yep.
He did. He spilled his beer.
Mm.
Well, welcome everyone to.
John stopped it.
I leave for 2 seconds. I heard it.
I thought you were playing it off of that computer, not this one.
What is Nick? And everything.
See, he loves rotators.
That's because they're good. They're cool.
Jordan says, I like how the stick to sports is in between Alex Jones and Donald Trump. Nick, you spilled your beer again?
It was weirdly full at the top.
Steve says, way to ruin Christmas, John.
John's the drop.
It was all bullshit.
Well, we need to review the list.
We
I mean,
do
we're
need
running
to
out
review
of
the
time
list.
in this
Oh,
year.
someone called online one.
We're running out of time.
So, okay, I started the list on July 12th. How far does your list go?
I don't even remember if I kept it.
No, you did. You started one. We have one at the beginning of last year.
Oh, goodness
But then
gracious.
oh, see,
There
I
it
thought
is.
when you were
There it
okay.
is. Oh, yeah, but you know what? The last time I saved it was February the 16th.
All right, so we had many months without the list. Next year, I've already started the one for next year. I am now the keeper of the list, so I'll be keeping track of it.
All right. Well, are these current? Yes. So this actually started exactly 1 year ago today.
Oh, perfect.
This actually started 1 year ago today.
Oh yeah, before John killed the list, and then Josh had to pick it
And
back
then I
up.
resurrected it.
How many
This first
days?
one's a doozy, folks. Scofro will reach his mystery metrics and earn his $5 million salary and contract extension back, but they'll do it by the slimmest of margins.
That sounds like you.
Yep.
Yeah, you really thought that he was going to get another year. I never did.
Nebraska basketball will win a game in the NCAA tournament. The women.
Oh,
but they didn't.
They didn't. No, they went one and done. Who said that?
I did. Nick said the offensive line will be better than the defensive line.
Well, not with Bryce on
Kind
it.
of a push of suck. is
Yeah,
what it is.
exactly. It is.
Josh said
Damn it,
Nebraska
Ben
will go 5-7 or worse.
What day was that?
This was all from 1 year ago today.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's right. We did a bunch of okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
Hey, good job, Josh.
Hey, yeah, hell yeah. I nailed it.
Oh, I nailed this one from January the 3rd.
Okay.
Nebraska ball will beat a ranked team this season. They've beaten 3.
Yeah. Well, are you talking
including 2 from the end of last
Yeah.
year and 1 this year.
That was Creighton.
Yeah, remember when Nebraska beat Creighton
They beat
in basketball?
Creighton. Yeah.
What were they
Idiot
ranked
Josh,
after that?
Again, do not listen to Josh when it comes to weather predictions. It will snow on the day of the spring game. Wrong.
It did snow the week of the spring
It did
game.
not snow on the
didn't it?
day of the spring
Well,
game.
But I remember being in Mexico. People forget I went to Mexico.
Didn't
and-
even see the pyramids.
And they were like, "Why it's snowing?" And they were tweeting at me. And also,
All right, now
people-
here's-
I want this out there real fast. We don't need to put this on the list. I just want all you to get this through your skulls. I never say the snow is over. What people have taken my phrase and they're changing it.
What does done mean? Done means over.
Yes, but I don't say the snow is over. That would sound idiotic. I say the snow is. I'm not going to say it because it's not. But I just want that out there.
That's
anyway,
ridiculous.
back to the list.
All right, so here's an example of Josh being right. Huskers will land both Thompson and Purdy.
Buddy.
Here's an example of Josh being wrong. Nebraska ball will go 0-20 in league play.
They really remember they were bad for a while last year. I mean, the
Also,
whole
Josh
year-
said that Fred Hoiberg would resign.
I said that?
Yeah, on
That's a s-
January 31st.
Jeez, that was stupid.
Nick said Chubba Purdy would start the season.
Man, Nick really loves that drop.
I said Chubba would start a game in 2022. Pat myself.
Nice job. Nice job.
Jed.
Oh!
Jed got on the list.
All right.
The Rutgers will beat Nebraska.
Wrong.
It
They-
almost happened.
Yeah, that's true. That was a bad game.
Let's see. We had a couple of Creighton predictions from 1 year ago. I said the Creighton would make the NCAA tournament by winning the Big East tournament. Well, they made the NCAA tournament, but they didn't win the Big East.
And they didn't need to, obviously.
And Josh said Creighton would not make the NCAA tournament.
What day was that? January
From
something?
1 year ago today.
Wow, we did a lot of predictions 1 year ago. Yeah, they stunk at that time. I was
Here's one that doesn't matter, but I'm going to read it anyway because Nick said it. Ferrari will be the top 3 in the Constructors Championship.
They got second.
Nailed it, Nick. Good job.
Cool.
Man,
there's only 3.
You had the same reaction when I gave the thing.
We don't have to get the eggs. Good job, Nick.
Nick also, I don't know why this prediction was made. Josh will bring Banks in for the program.
Damn it, Josh!
Oh, I didn't do that.
Josh, what the hell?
I'm sorry, Nick. I apologize.
Nick also said that COVID would affect the bowl season, and Josh will punch Nick.
Never punched him. COVID did affect the bowl season, though. This was last year.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I suppose.
If you said it a year ago,
Josh promised to watch at least one season of Drive to Survive.
Crap! I watched one episode of Drive to Survive.
That's not a season, Josh.
I did not like it. I was very bored.
I'm not sure if this is. It just says.
But
Adam,
I watched the newest one, didn't I, Nick? And you didn't like the newest one.
Yeah, the newest one kind of sucked.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this is Mustache Adam or just an Adam who called. Tiger will make multiple cuts and at least one major.
That's definitely Mustache Adam. He did make multiple cuts. Good job.
Did not make a major though.
No, he made a cut in a major. Remember, he made the cut in the Masters.
Oh, that's right.
But then he sucked.
Let's see.
Are you not reading them all? I'm just going to read them all.
No. I'm just looking. I don't know who said this one. Raiders will be better under Josh McDaniels. For some reason, I didn't put.
That sounds like something I would say.
Yeah.
They are technically. Well, no, they made the playoffs last year. Never mind.
Yeah.
That was wrong.
All right, so that's where the list died.
All right, so I resurrected
Josh took
the list
up the list
on July 12th is when the list returned. We go to July 12th. John says the Chargers will win the AFC West. Get the eggs.
Eggs.
On July 18th, I don't know if this was in a guest spot or if Mike Schaefer was guest hosting. He said the Vikings are going to be a playoff team. He won the division.
Correct.
On July 20th, both you and I said Nebraska will not fire Frost if they win 9 games. I don't know why we had to say that. That was pretty obvious.
Yeah, that seems like
we were right.
Weird thing to put on the list.
Listener Ziggy said on July 25th that Nebraska will have a losing season. Congrats to Ziggy on that.
Ziggy, congrats.
Also on July 25th, I said Alabama and Texas will have more lead changes than the July 23rd F1 race. Was that the one with
July 23rd?
Was that the one with 0 lead changes, Nick, on July 23rd? Because there were lead changes in Bama and Texas.
How many lead changes, though?
Well, at least 2.
See, so so I was getting things put together for the crossover best ofs, and one of these was a segment, and it was, I thought we settled on the September 11th race. Because I have the stats from the 11th.
Well, it's probably because it's the one in Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So the game was in Austin. The race was in Austin.
I can look this up. Continue.
On August 1st, I said the Bengals won't win the division. That one is up in the air, but I am not feeling good about it.
No, I wouldn't either.
I think the Bengals are going to win the division. On August the 3rd, John had 2 takes. 1, Scott Frost will not fire Mark Whipple this year. Correct.
He didn't.
And another one, Scott Frost will never fire a coach again at Nebraska.
He didn't.
You nailed it. Nailed it. Not for the reasons you thought, but you nailed it. A Happer appearance on the list on August 4th. If Nebraska loses to Northwestern, they will not win the Big Ten West. Nailed it. Wow. Happer, good job.
What brought that on?
I think there was a caller that was really critical of him because he said, like, remember, he was like, yeah, if they lose that first game, they're going to go off the rails. How could you say that? Because they're Scott Frost coach team, dude.
That's right. And then so we mockingly said, put it on the list because we agreed with him. Yep, that makes sense.
Back to August 4th we go.
There were 8 lead changes.
Now look up Texas and Alabama.
There weren't 8 lead changes in Texas, Alabama.
Yeah, I think you're right. Never mind, Nick. You don't have to. Also on August 4th, John said Nebraska is not starting 0-2 unless they have to forfeit both games. They kind of almost did.
They didn't,
but
though.
They didn't. They went 1-1.
Didn't.
On August 10th, I said if Nebraska goes 5-7, Frost will get fired. He went 1-2.
He went 1-2 and got fired.
Also, the next day, I said the Tampa Bay Bucks will not make the playoffs. Man, I still feel like this is the correct take. They're just in the worst division.
Correct.
It's such a bad division.
You are correct.
On August 17th, you said Nebraska will not start 0-5. Man, the summer got dark. At the end of the summer, we were in a dark place. On August 22nd, you said Tom Brady is falling off a cliff. I think that was at the peak of like what's going on with Tom.
Was that before the divorce?
That was when he took the mystery days off.
Uh-huh.
This was before the divorce was announced. It's a little yes and a little no.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still playing decent, but his team, he's never experienced a season like this.
Also on August 22nd, I said Tom Brady was not on The Masked Singer, which goes back to what we were just talking about, so we were correct there. All right, to page 2 of my 2-page document, we're to August 23rd. You wrote, Scott Frost is not getting fired in season.
Ooh.
Wow.
Tough look for John.
Get the eggs.
Get the eggs.
Get the eggs. On August 29th and August 31st, first on the 29th, Jack said Nebraska won't lose to North Dakota. Then on the 31st, you also said Nebraska won't lose to North Dakota. They didn't cover, but they did win.
We got it.
Farron on September the 6th said the Yankees will be in first place in a week. Were they? I have no idea.
Well, remember, that was when the Yankees were sliding bad after they had a huge lead. So
here's a prediction.
Farron is right.
Here's a prediction that's very on brand for this show. We always talk about the sell streak, even though we hate talking about it.
Yeah,
on
true.
September 19th, I said the sell streak dies this year. It did not die this year.
Well, not officially, but we all know it's really
anybody
not.
want free tickets? Yeah. September 26th, the week later, you said tonight's game will be better than last night's game. I don't know what that means.
What date was this?
This was September 26th. Let's see.
It must have been an NFL game.
That was a Monday. Did the Rams play on Monday? NFL September 26th. What the hell happened?
There must have been a bad
Oh, it was
Sunday.
the Cowboys-Giants game. So what happened in week 3? All right, now I have to look up week 3.
The Dolphins beat the Bills.
Yeah, because I was ragging on the fact that the Giants and Cowboys were on primetime again.
It was Broncos 49ers.
That's right. That game was a mess.
Yeah, what was the final score of that game? It was horrible. Like 12-10 or something.
Yeah.
It doesn't
That's the
show
week
it
I
on
started watching the NFL.
Nice, Nick. Yeah, that was a really bad football game. All right, back to the list. September 27th, the very next day, you wrote, Minnesota is going to go undefeated in the regular season? What the hell?
Oh, remember
John was high
the
on
Gophers
Minnesota.
got up to a great start, and we looked at their schedule.
That's right. We did the schedule thing. We did
Bad,
not go
bad
undefeated.
mistake.
The next day after that, I said Nebraska's next coach will win more than 16 games in the next 4 seasons. Okay, so we got to put this on the list for.
Oh, it's going to be on the list for the next 4 years.
So I have to put this on the list for September. Wow, 2026. All right. On October the 3rd, I said the voting between Matt Campbell and Mark Stoops this Friday won't be close. What happened in Not Frost versus the World, John, on October? I don't know.
Oh boy, I'm gonna have to look.
It would have
this
been
up.
the 6th. You have to look up October 6th.
Let's see. They were in the. Was he in the Power 5 guys? Can't remember which region he was in.
Was he in Up and Comers?
Oh crap.
Yeah. All right. Well, you look for that.
I'm 2 for 2 on mine, by the way.
Nick, no more appearances by you in the list, so you will go 2 for 2.
Hell yeah.
Congrats to Nick.
All Formula 1 predictions.
On October 17th, Jack said Nebraska will win. I missed a word. I think one of the last 3 home games by double digits. They won none of the last. Oh, that was the day where he was like, the Big Ten West is garbage.
Yeah. Yeah, they lost all 3 games.
They lost all 3.
Yeah.
October 27th, Nebraska will beat Iowa this season. That's what I said. Hell yeah. Good take, me. Back in October. Ravi said on November 23rd, Luke Fickell will be Nebraska's next head coach.
Well, Luke Fickell's in. He's close.
Yeah, Ravi by that point in the search was really zigging when everyone else was zagging. I liked the approach. 2 more. December the 1st. You wrote 2023 will be Aaron Rodgers' last season. He will announce it before the season.
Yes.
There's another one. I guess we got
to save that for next year.
And then December the 6th, I said the 49ers won't beat the Cowboys in the playoffs. Yeah, probably because the Bucks will. That was the list.
That was the list.
All right, I'm gonna add this one real fast.
We missed a few.
Yeah, I'm gonna add this one to next year. Do we want to do any new items?
I haven't really thought of anything.
I haven't either.
You haven't thought of anything?
I haven't really thought of anything. All right, here you go. I'll give you one.
Oh crap! I got to reopen the document. I already closed it.
Well, didn't you start a new list?
No, I did, but I already closed that one. All right, so this is here real fast. This is December 21st, 2021. All right. Anyway,
Ready?
Yep.
The Creighton Blue Jays
will
catch fire as a 7 seed or worse and be a dangerous team in the NCAA tournament.
So they'll be a 7 seed in the dance.
7 seed or worse.
In the
so
dance.
They'll be a 7 seed or worse.
Okay.
But catch fire and be dangerous in the NCAA tournament.
Okay.
I got one.
All right.
There won't be a quarterback on the 2023 schedule poster.
Again? There won't
be.
The 2023 poster.
They aren't. I'm really going to be pissed.
Crap, now I got to come up with something.
You don't have to.
No, I'll do it. Nebraska's going to a bowl game next year. Nebraska will go 6-6 or better and make a bowl. Okay.
All right. We started the new list. A new list for a new year.
Any list comments? I saw we got a tweet.
Matt said Eagles Chiefs Super Bowl.
Oh God. Please no. Jordan sent us one from December 23rd last year. So when we did this, he says, first entry on the 2022 list, Scott Frost is fired after the Minnesota game. So he thought in season, he ended up being wrong. He has a new one for this year. Nebraska beats Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin in 2023. Man, that would be cause for a celebration. That if they do that, they're definitely going bowling.
That'd be funny if that was the only 3 wins, though. It still wouldn't be.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
How would
The
people
monkey
react
paw.
to that? How would people react to that?
I don't know. Taylor says, heck yeah, positive boy.
There you
Do
go.
what I can. Trigger Positive Boys tweets and he says, hey guys, although I give you guys a hard time on certain topics, I enjoy listening to you guys every day. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Let's get the last happy hour of 2022 started and look forward to listening in 23. We used to do this thing where we would all get very emotional and cry and stuff. We're not going to do that, but I did want to say this.
Who would say that?
What?
Why would anyone do that?
What, cry
There's
and get
no
emotional?
Crying on the program.
We're not going to cry, but I did want to say this because I've been working next to John now for over 10 years, and it hit me at some point in the last
You want to play the sappy music?
Yeah, play the Titanic song, Nick.
Oh, play this. Keep this going.
All
Keep
right.
this going.
John has never been the type of person to brag on himself or make anything about himself.
No, not me. I only brag on my team.
On the Rams. See, he's not even allowing me to do it. He's been co-hosting this show since the summer of 2012.
That's true.
So now
That's a long time.
We're talking about 10 and a half years that he has been the co-host of Unsportsmanlike Conduct. Yet the summer went by without even a whiff of a mention or a celebration. We did none of that stuff. I literally realized like 2 weeks ago, crap, we didn't even celebrate that John's been on the ground for 10 years. We have had
Time flies, Tony Romo.
We've had folks follow those who left big shoes to fill. I know that as a producer, I felt that when I followed Lacey, certainly when I followed Michael.
I'm getting dizzy. Hurry up.
I felt like I was following someone with big shoes. Nick, I mean, he followed Stibbs, and you know, Stibbs obviously a tough follow. Big shoes to fill. John is still probably reminded today. Could you turn the music down, Nick?
Yep.
He's probably reminded today that
like
he is not Kevin Kugler.
Yeah,
and that,
much more handsome.
That you know, I miss Kevin, I miss
better
Michael.
Taste in a lot of
I
things.
miss Kevin and Michael too, guys. But it's been a decade. Get over it, and you got to move on with your lives. John, I'm very happy that you filled those big shoes. I'm so happy to have been working with you for over a decade.
Well,
I love that you can't be emotional for 5 seconds and you have to zoom into your goofy hat over and over and over. You're a great coworker. You're a great friend.
Why, thank you, Josh. That's a very nice thing to say. And as someone who
That's all I wanted to say.
Someone who has, I always prided myself on kind of working my way up the ladder. Now, Josh has murdered his way up the ladder, killing many people along the way, but he has
Thanks for the help with Stibbs.
he earned this spot in the chair next to me, which was filled by another great person in Michael Severe. Another tough act to follow, a very tough act to follow.
Can I
You
do the thing now?
now you zoom. No, zoom in on your pee pee poo poo
Oh, my
sweater.
pee-pee poo-poo.
There you go. I still don't understand what that's for.
I searched it on Amazon. I found it last year. I love it.
But
Merry Christmas.
But yes, Josh has done an excellent job. He started out on that side of the board over there and quickly transitioned. I
Very
told
quickly.
him, I said, you know, after Michael left and we were going through like 19 months of trying to find somebody.
That's
and-
never happened.
Yeah, that's
Before or
never
after.
happened.
Never takes that long.
I said, there's really only, I mean, there's really only two choices I would have. I would prefer
Jack Mitchell
working with Jack because I'd worked with him for many years before and I knew he could do a great show. But if that can't work out, I would love it to be Josh. I am glad it turned out this way. A, because I don't have to sit next to Jack, especially after the Creighton game a few weeks ago.
A whole show of him with the
that
cigar
would
in
have
his
been
mouth.
awful. He'd still be celebrating. But secondly,
that weird
the dynamic of the program.
Yeah.
The dynamic of the program really blossomed when everyone really settled into their, what do I want to say, characters, because we are ourselves here.
Just dialed up.
We're just dialed up a little bit, but we are ourselves. And this program, I thought, really took off when Stibbs and Josh would bag on me for being old, and we would bag on Josh for his food takes or whatever, and then we'd bag on Stibbs for being Stibbs, and it just
orange hoodie.
And now in the last year and a half, bringing Nick on, now we literally have 3 generations represented on the program. Now Josh is an old millennial.
I hate it. I'm an elder millennial.
Nick is the young, and we have been able to continue the program, continue the weird dynamic, even without. I thought when we lost Stibbs, I'm like, man, this is going to be a black hole. And then young Nick has come in.
It's a stinky hole.
It's now
I showered
it's
today.
now a stinky hole.
Showered today.
But I am so proud to work with these 2 young folks. I've been Josh. Josh is now my longest tenured radio partner.
Of
any kind.
Lord.
My longest tenured. You know, I've worked with greats like Steve Lundy and of course I worked with Kevin.
Jack.
I worked with Jack. But in terms of like being a regular as a broadcast partner, Josh is now, well, he's been number 1. And so it's so cool to have Josh here every day. And now to bring young Nick on.
And I would say this, Nick has really, I think, found himself this year.
Oh, he found himself big time.
It's been so...
And we didn't even...
Yeah, now Nick's got to do
remember, now today we're celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception. That was the first play we said, you need to watch this.
I remember that.
You need to watch this. And that's what started the ball rolling. But even without doing that, I mean, it's fun that he's now leaned into the whole football thing. But even without doing that, the way that Nick has worked in his own imagination into the program, his own neuroses into the program, into the program. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And has filled in so admirably in a chair that was very difficult to fill. We all had difficult chairs to fill, but we've all filled them in our own special way, and we didn't try to be someone that we weren't.
Yeah, I loved. There was a moment,
especially Nick.
There was
that you get a big round of applause.
Yeah, you're still Nick. You're still yourself. There was a moment this year when we did our, and we'll talk about it more next month and into February when we did our NFL draft thing. You know, where we picked teams who were going to win the Super Bowl. And I remember coming up with the idea and thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, Nick can absolutely be involved because Nick watches the NFL now, and he has opinions and
takes,
and it's been really fun, you know, bringing you in that way.
Yeah.
You know, Nick's a very every producer we have, we're always like, man, you guys are here way too late. Nick is a very hard worker, and he busts his ass.
Friends, next week, please. I know when you might have your favorite shows, and when they do the best ofs during this time of year, you're like, you tune out. Seriously, folks, next week's going to be worth tuning in for because you'll get to relive it in chronological order.
It's kind of like what we did with the list, but in real time.
But you'll see it in real time. And Nick has put in a lot of hours.
Yeah, him and Jimmy is still here, I think.
Yeah, Jimmy's still here.
Yeah,
Jimmy and Josh, too. We got to give them a lot of credit. But they've put in a lot of hours. Nick kind of leading the way here.
With a spreadsheet.
To make this work so that you could have some entertaining programming to hear next week here on the Zone, in usually a week that's very dead and has just nothing going for it. It's really going to be worth your while. And all the credit goes to our producers led by Nick, who have shepherded this whole project that we started a year ago by yelling, Happy New Year!
Happy New Year.
So guys, a toast to you and to you, my friends.
To the Grum.
And to you,
and the
friends
listeners
of the Grum, the most important people. Remember, the most important voice of all.
Yours. I love our audience. We have the best listeners in the game, man.
We do.
Thank you so much for tuning in and being with us every day for 4 hours.
And now it's time for predictions. No more sappiness.
All right.
On 1620 The Zone.
Your Omaha area forecast from the Godfather's Pizza Weather Center and KETV News Watch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
Mostly clear skies, strong winds, along with dangerously cold temperatures will continue throughout the evening and overnight. A wind chill warning is in effect until noon Saturday, tracking a morning low of 6 below. Along with the wind speeds, it will feel closer to 25 below. For your Saturday, mostly sunny skies with a high temperature of only 11. I'm meteorologist Anthony Copeland for KETV News Watch 7.
1620 The Zone's Unsportsmanlike Conduct, brought to you by a great friend of the program, Union Bank and Trust.
1620 The Zone Traffic.
From the Burton AC Heating, Plumbing, and More Time-Saving Traffic Center, we've got slow-going traffic from the I-80 East exit onto 72nd Street on Center Road, as well as slow-going traffic from 108th to 72nd on Dodge, going both east and west. Along with that, West Center Road is backed up right now from 204th to Bob Boozer Drive. Remember to buckle those seatbelts and give everyone a little bit of extra following distance. Happy holidays. I'm Dan Campanen.
This time-saving traffic is brought to you by Saul's Jewelry and Loan.
Hey, it's Ashley from Saul's. This holiday, Saul's is the place to stretch your budget and give amazing designer gifts for up to half off retail. We're also buying your luxury brand items to help you freshen up your style this holiday season. Designer gifts for less at Saul's.
T-Mobile says they offer home internet, but if their internet comes from a cell phone network, you should know. It's just phone internet, not home internet. Keep your home up to speed with Cox. Cox internet is faster and has more reliable download speeds than T-Mobile 5G home internet. Cox is the real home internet you're looking for. Based on Cox analysis of Ookla speed test intelligence data Q3 2022 and Cox serviceable areas, visit cox.com/internet for details.
Hey everybody, it's Michael Suver for Ted and Wally's. We want to wish you a happy holidays and, of course, a happy new year as well. One of the great things about shopping in Omaha is so many great places based on tradition, and that's what Ted and Wally's is. Over 35 years, over 3,000 flavors with quality products and making sure you know what they do is the old-fashioned way, giving you the best of ice cream. So as you're having a happy holiday, whether you're eating some ice cream or you're eating some cake, you need ice cream with it. Head over to Ted and Wally's, 2 locations, Benson and the Old Market, and tell them Severe sent you.
Come visit Omaha's Little Corner of France for mouth-watering appetizers and entrees, plus melt-in-your-mouth desserts. Pick up your holiday gift cards today or reserve their party room for your holiday gatherings. Les Voltaire will make you feel right at home, just like they've been doing for more than 2 decades. Les Voltaire, just off 156th and West Dodge Road in the Pepperwood Village, and at lesvoltaireomaha.com. Make New Year's reservations now for their 5:30 or 8:30 seating. More info at levoltaireomaha.com.
This holiday, whether you're making a Baker's Simple Truth turkey for 40 or a Murray's baked brie for 2, Baker's has fast, fresh delivery and free pickup, so you can make holiday meals that bring you all together to create memories that last. Baker's, fresh for everyone. Free pickup on orders of $35 or more. Restrictions may apply.
Choose from a great selection of digital coupons and use them up to 5 times in one transaction. Check our app for details. Baker's, fresh for everyone.
Last year, I enrolled my family for health care coverage through the health insurance marketplace. Do I need to enroll again?
Yes, we have seen the plans available through the marketplace change, and new options may be available. You must re-enroll for 2023 to ensure you or your family are in the right plan for your budget and needs. One World Community Health Centers in Omaha can help. Just call 402-502-8888 to set up an appointment with a team member.
I don't have health coverage, and I'm worried that if I get sick, I can't afford the medical bills. How do I get started?
Getting started is easy and free. Just call to set up an appointment with a Navigator enrollment specialist. We will explain your coverage options, answer any questions, help you enroll, and see if you qualify for financial assistance. Open enrollment is November 1st through January 15th. Re-enroll in healthcare coverage or enroll for the first time. Call One World Community Health Centers at 402-502-8888 to set up an appointment.
Food insecurity is a real problem in my community. I'm helping my neighbors get the food they need by volunteering with Food Bank for the Heartland.
Give back to your community by donating or volunteering. Visit foodbankheartland.org to get started.
It's Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
Heavy package.
On 1620 The Zone.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for predictions. Bet the under. Vikings and the under.
You know what? Challenge for the new year. this has always been one of Stibbs' worst opens.
Yes,
because
sucks.
It's so lazy.
I've always kind of liked it.
He literally repeats the same two teams.
I had so many ideas for it. I thought he was going to do that. And then
he comes up with this crap.
All right, no, guys, I'll do one.
All right.
I'll do a new open. I'll put it on my list right now.
Perfect. Get it on the list. Get the also, real quick, Creighton, basketball tickets on Sunday. We have 5 pair. You can still send in your Festivus grievances for your favorite
sports
team,
grievances,
or a wish for 2023, as long as it's not win the championship. Best ones win tickets.
And that's for Sunday's game. And don't worry, we have digital tickets, so we'll just send them to you, and then you download them on your phone, and you just scan them when you get to the arena. Last week, pretty mediocre week. So we're all within a game of each other after 2 weeks of the new round of predictions.
And this goes through the Super Bowl.
Yes, this round takes us through the Super Bowl. NFL, Giants plus 3.5 at Minnesota.
I was listening to an NFL pod, and they were like, this could be a preview of a round 1 game.
It could.
Giants, tough road win. Vikings, that's it. I'm going to go with the Vikings here, and I'm going to go with them because of the extra day's rest and that they're still at home. Giants played a Sunday night game on the road, had to go home. The Vikings played Saturday at home. Now they're back at home. Give me Minnesota. Barely. Minnesota!
Skull.
I'm going to take the Giants.
Is that a Vikings thing?
That's what they do.
The Giants need to win because they're not clinched. They need to win. And at some point, this playing with your food, whatever it is that Minnesota does, is going to come and bite them in the butt. Give me the Giants. Eagles and Cowboys, Minshew Mania versus
That's right, Ack. That was a fine pass, John.
It was a good pass.
It was.
You already said it. You're taking the Eagles.
Yeah. I think Dallas wins, but I think
I was going to already take the Eagles and not to troll, but I do think it will be tight. I think Dallas probably wins, but it'll be within a field goal.
Give me Maga's team.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Nick. I'm going to edit that so he says, give me MAGA.
Oh, the things I have you guys saying that I've just never done.
Packers plus 3.5 at Miami. Nick is very excited because the weather apparently is going to get better.
Yes, it's not going to be 44 anymore. It's supposed to be like 50-ish.
Which in Miami is still freezing to those
dude.
softies.
You should have heard him. When were you? Yesterday,
it was
right?
yesterday.
Nick? Yeah. So yesterday he's like, okay, so the weather, it's off of the ocean. You think the Packers will be okay? Like 40 degrees off the ocean.
But then I was thinking about it. It's like, but then they're next to the lakes.
Yeah. I think the Packers are going to win.
Ooh.
See, but I have this weird thing where
Josh, don't do that
I'm
to me.
always afraid of Aaron Rodgers. Nick, I hope I'm wrong. I'm always afraid.
Aaron Rodgers
I
is
didn't come
washed.
away that impressed with the Packers against the Rams last week. I know they need to win out, and man, Miami really needs this.
They do.
3 away games in a row, guys.
That's a lot of road games
against tough teams.
No, you know what?
Screw
Actually,
it.
yeah, I'm going to go with Miami.
2 a time.
I just
Two a time.
I just picked the Vikings because of rest. Dolphins Saturday. Packers played on Monday.
That's true.
Yeah, give me Miami.
Commanders plus 7 at Frisco. My Commanders are in a similar spot as the Giants. They need to win.
So this will be the best defense Purdy has played so far, right?
Yes, and
is this really the best defense he's played so far?
He played Tampa, and then he played Seattle. Heineke?
Yeah, I don't know if Heineke is going to play because they were talking maybe about.
God, 7 points is just a lot of points. Because, you mentioned playing with your food with the Vikings. San Francisco, as good as they have been in the Kyle Shanahan era, they have a lot of games where you're like, what? They lost to the Falcons this year.
Chase Young is back,
folks.
Commanders cover.
Ooh.
They just do dumb stuff sometimes. 49ers win, but Commanders cover.
I think the 49ers still have enough to cover for Purdy. I think they'll be fine.
You're going to take Frisco?
Take Frisco. It's a really well-balanced team.
It is very well-balanced.
I'm going to kick myself for this, but I'm going to take Washington. And the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception. Raiders plus 2.5 at the Steelers. Kent says the Raiders never play well in the cold. He's probably right. I'll take his word for it. Does the emotion of playing for Franco in that stadium Screw it. If I pick the Raiders, then I have to start rooting for the Raiders. My brother-in-law is going to be in the house. He's going to be pissed at me if I'm rooting for the Raiders. Go.
Steelers.
Here we go. Steelers.
It's a dumb hashtag. I'm going with the Steelers, though.
Give me the steel wall.
NBA on Christmas, potentially a pair of conference finals previews. I know it's many months before that. Bucks plus 4.5 at the Celtics.
Nice. Did you know that the Celtics have been kind of bad lately?
No.
Well, they have. They lost to the Orlando Magic a couple times.
Are the Orlando Magic bad?
Well, they were the number one, or they had the number 2 draft pick. They were in the top something.
Okay.
Last year. Give me the Bucks is what I'm trying to say. Ultimately, down with Bill Simmons.
I'm going to go Bucks.
Ship it up to Boston.
Whoa.
Suns plus 2.5 at the Nuggets. I am going with Jokic.
Same.
I love my Nuggies.
So many angry tweets from Jacob Padilla. Bowl games. Clemson, Orange Bowl, minus 5.5 versus Tennessee.
Tennessee. I want this for them.
I would like to see Tennessee win, but I'm going to go Clemson.
Yeah, I just don't trust Mixon at quarterback for the Vols, so I'm going to go with Clemson as well.
K-State. Now, K-State only being a 6.5-point dog to Alabama, that should be cause for celebration alone.
Yeah, throw the parade right now. What do you think about this line, given that we know that Alabama's going to have their quarterback?
Mm-hmm. Roll Tide.
See, it makes me think that something fishy is going on. Give me the Wildcats.
I also want K-State.
All right.
I got a gut feeling.
That would be a lot of fun, because then Alabama, we didn't even want to be here. We were worried about
I think Adrian's earned it.
Texas is a 3.5-point favorite against Washington.
Huskies.
Bark.
They're going to win.
Ooh, a clean sweep of Washington? I guess Texas is winning. The total,
no.
Don't pick the game, just pick the total. Iowa and Kentucky, over and under 31.5.
Under.
Yeah, give me the under. It's so weird that these two teams played in a bowl game last year and they're playing in a bowl game again this year.
How often does that happen?
Screw it. I'm going to have fun with this. Over.
It actually happened with Nebraska once. They played Georgia in a really good bowl game and then Georgia in a lesser bowl game.
Oh.
College football playoff semifinal, TCU plus 7.5 against Josh's Michigan Wolverines.
Ribbit. You
think they win?
Hell yeah.
All right. John?
I'm all in on TCU.
Oh, no. Michigan.
You know whose birthday it is today?
Harbaugh. He's 59.
Eddie Vedder. It's also Eddie Vedder's birthday.
How old is Eddie Vedder?
Old.
He's probably my age.
Stibbs could answer that.
52, 4, 8, 806.
Give me the pride of Council Bluffs, Iowa.
Let's go.
Hacksaw Max Duggan.
58. Hacksaw Max Duggan.
Yeah, Michigan.
Amazing.
Of course it's Michigan. They're the better team. TCU runs that soft-ass 3-3-5 defense.
Here we go.
They can't handle a Big Ten team.
Your soft-ass 3-3-5 defense, Josh.
Ohio State plus 6.5 against Georgia.
I'll give me the Big Ten. Big Ten can do it.
Wow. Georgia.
I'm with Nick.
Ohio State?
I have a weird feeling about this, that this is either going to be like an Ohio State win or Georgia's going to kill them.
Well, and on that note, which college football playoff team has the largest margin of victory?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Wolverines.
I'm going to go with Georgia.
I think Washington.
What?
I don't know.
Nick, college football playoff.
Oh, college football playoff.
TCU, Michigan, Ohio State, or Georgia?
Okay, sorry. I don't. Michigan. TCU, Michigan. Sure.
But I thought you said TCU is going to win.
I don't. TCU. I'm still learning.
Yeah, we could tell.
I mean, you did pick both underdogs.
Yeah.
Which team has the largest margin of victory?
So margin of victory, Nick, is you take the bigger number.
Should know this without knowing
subtract
what
the
football
smaller
Okay,
number.
so what game do you think will have the largest score margin?
I think the largest score margin will be between Ohio State and Georgia.
And you picked Ohio State to lose or to win?
To win.
So you think Ohio State
is going to beat Georgia?
Yes.
Okay, well,
so you're going to go Ohio State.
That's a point if he gets it.
Oh, it's a point.
And I'd give him all the props. I'm going to say Michigan. Who are you saying? Georgia? Who
no,
you
I'm
say?
changing my pick to
Washington? That was great, Nick.
I didn't fully understand, but I thought I could vibe it out.
That is the last great Nick joke of the year.
Uh-huh.
Unintentional.
Well, no, we still got we still have content. I don't know if any names are in here that are going to be hard for him to pronounce, but we still have some names.
It doesn't look like it. We'll see how many we can squeeze in.
Real quick, Mark says, just think if Nebraska ever gets good again, you guys might not be able to take the holidays off. They might have a bowl game or a playoff game to talk about. So enjoy your time off this year. Merry Christmas and a very happy New Year's.
You want to bet?
If they make a bowl next year, cool. We're still taking next week off. If they make the playoff,
put it on the list.
Yes.
If they make the playoff, we'll do shows. And God forbid if it happens during the program, we're not
doing what we did in 2016. No.
They're gonna put us up. They're gonna put us up in a nice bar restaurant so we can do a watch party. That's what they're.
And we also played a game of when did you last have sex, and John won, and we couldn't believe it. Or no, maybe you lost.
I don't remember.
It was weird. It was very weird.
It's a fun game.
It was a very fun game.
All right, more content next on 1620 The Zone.
Buy your next vehicle your way from anywhere with Woodhouse. Start your journey online at woodhouse.com. Easily shop all new and pre-owned inventory. Explore payment options and apply for financing. Ready to purchase? Schedule your new vehicle for pickup from the dealership or have it delivered to your driveway. Need a little extra help in determining your perfect vehicle? Our knowledgeable and local dealerships can guide you to the vehicle that best matches your needs. Experience car buying your way with Woodhouse, a trusted auto partner since 1975.
Santa Barkley is back, and this year he's giving new FanDuel customers exactly what you asked for. Unwrap the gift of a no-sweat first bet up to $2,500 back in free bets. How about that number when you sign up with promo code ZONE? That's up to $2,500 back if your first bet doesn't win. Now is the perfect time to give FanDuel a shot. The app, it's easy to use. They're always giving you great promotions, and when you win, you're going to get paid instantly. So, check out the same game parlays, all the odds boosts, live betting, all of that. It's convenient, and you'll see for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sports book, and they get you in the holiday spirit with a no-sweat first bet up to $2,500 back in free bets from Santa Barkley when you sign up, and it's easy to do. All you have to do is use promo code ZONE and be a big winner with FanDuel. 21 over, present Iowa. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Here's this week's Maverick Minute. In their final non-conference game of the season, the Maverick men's basketball team was down 67-45 by Northern Colorado last Friday night. The Omaha men officially end their non-conference slate at 5-6. The Omaha baseball team has officially released its spring schedule. They'll play 25 home games at Tal Anderson Field for the 2023 season. And that's your Maverick Minute on your home for the Mavs. News Talk 1290, 1180 The Zone, and 1620 The Zone.
More than 350 residents of Legacy Crossing were displaced when the apartment complex was shut down by the city of Omaha due to substandard living conditions. More than 1/3 of those displaced were children. Heartland Family Service is working with the city of Omaha and the community to provide temporary and permanent housing arrangements. Work is underway to meet the needs of those impacted. You can help. Donations can now be made through the Omaha Community Foundation. Go to omahafoundation.org and help the residents of Legacy Crossing today.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information.
This message is for the guy who isn't perfect in the bedroom. And let's be honest, who is? Maybe the issue is getting it up or keeping it up, or maybe it's finishing too soon. If any of these performance hiccups sound familiar to you, don't sweat it. Hims can help. At 4hims.com, you can go online and get clinically proven prescription medication that treats these issues prescribed for you, if appropriate, by licensed medical providers. And the medication is shipped free to your door in discreet packaging. Plus, Hims gives you unlimited follow-up visits with medical providers. No one's perfect in the bedroom every time, but with Hims, you can get a lot closer than before. And chances are, your partner will agree.
To get started today, go to forhims.com/perfect. That's forhims.com/perfect for your free visit. forhims.com/perfect.
He's back. Old Man Winter has arrived. If you notice the cold air leaking through your home's windows, give J-Tech Construction a call for a free estimate. Keep winter cold outdoors where it belongs. Let the official exterior experts of the Huskers, J-Tech Construction, upgrade you to triple pane replacement windows and start saving money on your energy bills. Cold doesn't have to mean higher heating costs. Get all the details by going to yourexteriorexperts.com. J-Tech Construction, the official exterior experts of the Huskers.
1620 The Zone's Unsportsmanlike Conduct is brought to you by Union Bank and Trust. Now back to the program.
Unsportsmanlike Unsportsmanlike content.
Unsportsmanlike content. Content that's unsportsmanlike.
All right, let's see how many of these we can get through as we are quickly wrapping things up here in 2022.
Will we look back at last night as the moment when the Blue Jay season turned around?
Well, given what you said about the list, seems like you sure think so.
Hell yes.
I mean, they got Kalkbrenner back, right?
Yep. Folks.
Yeah, they got off to a sluggish start. They looked better. I think that this is going to be a tournament team. Maybe the highs aren't going to be as high as we thought. But the floor is certainly not as low as it looked over the last few weeks.
Trevor Bauer's suspension has been reduced by an arbitrator, thus the Dodger pitcher will be immediately eligible next season. But the question is, will the Dodgers keep him? Will Bauer pitch for anybody in 2023?
This is tough. Dodgers have 2 weeks to decide if he's going to be on the 40-man. And then after that, who knows? He's owed a lot of money. But, man, is he good. I mean,
How
he
old
was
is he?
really good. He was really good before he got suspended. I think he's 30.
I was going to say early 30s.
He's got plenty of juice on that arm. Yeah, I think he's going to pitch.
Yeah, I do too.
France has launched a petition to get the World Cup final replayed, and nearly 200,000 have signed it. What do you guys think? Could we get a petition going to replay Nebraska's 2022 season without Scott Frost as head coach? They'd make a bowl.
They would.
Yeah, I don't know why we couldn't. Could we get 200,000 signatures? It's a lot of signatures.
Poll question.
Would you
the
vote?
problem is we probably would, but then the Secretary of State's office would say they weren't legal.
Oh, yeah. Now you can't have gambling or weed or whatever. Yeah.
Right.
Sad. I don't understand. I'll be honest. I haven't read the story.
Why are the French protesting?
It was a great match.
The
Everyone
French
was like,
always protest. That's what they do.
look at you guys coming together about hating the French.
I'm not hating the French. I admire their protesting.
All right, say your jokes.
I figured these were 200,000 people signing the surrender documents.
There
you go.
is. They surrender one war and everybody hates them.
Mm-hmm.
In last night's listless loss to the Jaguars, Zach Wilson of the Jets went 9-18 for 92 yards, throwing an interception and no touchdowns. The Jets lost 19-3, and he finished with a QBR of 5.2. John, are you sad you missed one of the worst displays of quarterbacks this season?
No, not at all.
You should be.
No.
This was one of those games, John, where I was sad when he got benched. I wanted to see how horrible of a stat line he could have finished with. They booed him after every incompletion.
Poor kid.
No, not a poor kid. He shouldn't have been drafted number 2 to begin with. That was dumb.
Yeah.
He has a very punchable face. And then he also, remember when they lost to the Patriots and he was like, no, I don't take any blame, even though his offense, he scored 3 points the whole time. He's a magoosh. Down with the Jets. Wow.
Did you see this? Did you hear about this? Arizona State offensive line target Ben Scott was shown on Facebook enjoying a beverage with the caption, "Just happened, Ben is a Husker." Very cool, I'm sure. More importantly, what was he drinking?
So a lot of people were like, oh, man, look at him enjoying eggnog. And then he was like, no. He hopped on Twitter.
And said it's milk.
It's milk. And he did this. Last night, it wasn't even official. Like today is when the graphic and everything. Now he's like a milk boy, apparently. He loves milk.
Milk boy.
No offense to Ben Scott. If he's a milkman, that's awesome. I can't imagine making a huge decision like this in my life and being like, time for some milk.
it's good enough.
Well, maybe it was just.
It
was just the picture. It was just when the picture was taken. I'm sure he didn't make the decision with a glass of milk in his hand.
He did. Did you see the picture?
But that was just the picture that they took.
I'm a Husker. GBR. Let me get some milk.
Right, but
Mom, get the milk. It's time to celebrate. I don't know if I've said this before.
I wonder if he's a whole milk or a 2%er.
Milk on its own,
1%er.
Not for me.
Oh,
I never drank milk.
I love
unless
milk.
I have cookies or something that goes with milk.
No,
mac and cheese,
barbecue. You know, honestly,
roast beef.
I don't remember the last time we even had 2% milk in our house.
Roast beef and milk they go together.
Yeah, steak. I would do that like Harbaugh.
Yes, technically, we used to. That was our
mashed
drink
potatoes.
at the table all the time. Is I always drank milk at dinner.
Yeah, I don't have milk.
I like milk.
Milk is good.
Milk is good. Does a body good.
I have nipples. Great. Could you milk me?
5-star defensive back Peyton Bowen flipped his commit from Notre Dame to Oregon on Wednesday. Then yesterday he flipped again and signed with Oklahoma. Kids these days, am I right?
You know, you just spent all that time saying like we have 3 generations. I think it is idiotic generation. Nice job, Nick.
He's a younger Zoomer.
He's still a Zoomer.
Yeah.
I
want to play for everybody.
He's probably high on the list of guys who will not stick it out with one school.
Wow.
That's my prediction.
Ooh, I can't wait to follow his career.
Though, congratulations to Oklahoma. Old Brent Venables pulled in a top 5 recruiting class.
Wow.
Pretty
Not
impressive.
a top 5 season. They won 6 games, though.
You know who didn't pull in a top 5 recruiting class despite having a great season? Michigan.
That's true, but they coach him up there, John. By the way, Riley says that that the new lineman, Ben Scott, he's gearing up for the Highland Dairy sponsorship.
I'm an A&E boy.
Maybe Roberts, how do you
Iowa
make it
milk.
taste so good?
How do you make it taste so good?
Last question, Nick.
You guys hope to get anything cool for Christmas?
Do people buy you things, John?
I don't
Do you open gifts?
Maybe a couple.
John's definitely going to come out with some new Rams gear.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Probably not because they didn't have a good season.
You know what I asked for this year? A lot of running stuff. New running tights.
Congrats on Boston.
Hey, thank you, Nick. All sorts of new running stuff. That's what I want.
Here's some odor eaters for your sneakers.
Not odor. See, you always go in the weird area when I talk about running.
You don't
I'm like,
put odor eaters in your sneakers?
No, of course
Wow, who's
not.
the stink boy now?
Oh, yeah.
You, Nick.
I
You
showered
don't
today.
At least spray like the odor eater stuff in your sneakers?
Yeah.
Gross.
My socks soak up all the nasty smell.
Oh, no, it doesn't. It's
Come
the
smell
sneaker.
my shoes.
Oh, my God.
They actually don't smell that bad.
You're disgusting.
Jordan asked, do I run? Jordan, I do. So I qualified for Boston,
Oh, my God,
right?
this is disgusting.
Man, you think I've been annoying about running yet? Wait until we get to this show in a year because I'll be close to Boston. It'll be 4 months away. I'm never going to shut up about it. Can't wait.
Not going to odor eat either.
The bet of the day. And apparently, Nick, we have some special close to the program.
Yep. Right.
I can't wait to hear it on 1620 The Zone.
Live from the Host Coffee Studio, this is 1620 The Zone.
42 Degrees wants to thank everyone for making 2022 our best year ever. 42 Degrees has put everything, yes, everything, at buy one, get one at 50% off. That's right, it's buy one, get one at 50% off on everything. No exclusions. With 9 convenient locations, the friendliest, most knowledgeable, and professional staff, and our year-end buy one, get one at 50% off sale, go to The Source and save on everything we sell. 42 Degrees. Buy your mom's house.
Email Unsportsmanlike Conduct on the Equitable Bank Zone inbox with whatever is on your mind, from your hot takes to what you think is one. The Zone inbox is brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. We want to hear from you on the Equitable Bank Zone inbox.
The brand new Dollar General Distribution Center in Blair is now hiring. Starting wage is up to $20.10 per hour with benefits including medical, dental, vision, 401k, and a $2,000 sign-on bonus. Apply today by texting DG Warehouse to 25000 or online at dollargeneral.com/career. Again, apply today by texting DG Warehouse to 25000 or online at dollargeneral.com/careers. Dollar General can't wait to have you become a team member at their brand new distribution center.
Sometimes takeout food just doesn't cut it. Sometimes you want to come in, sit down, and relax while you eat a down-home, stick-to-your-ribs meal. The kind of meal you'll find at Sugar's Comfort Food Restaurant in Bellevue. It's homemade soul food made fresh every day. Make some new friends and find yourself feeling like you're right at home with a menu that features everything from fried chicken and gizzards, catfish fillets, and Nine Eyes Peach Cobbler. Sugar's Comfort Food Restaurant on Mission Avenue in Old Town Bellevue.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. They'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Record inflation. Even with the holidays right around the corner, it's still hammering the budgets of families in need all around the Omaha Metro. Help make Christmas happen for them by giving to the Salvation Army. When you donate, you keep the lights and heat on, put food on the table, and put presents under the tree for families that need it most. Join our effort to love beyond Christmas. Give to the Salvation Army now at omaharedkettle.org. That's omaharedkettle.org.
I'm former Husker Terry Keneally.
And I'm former Husker Titus Adams.
Titus and I used to sack quarterbacks, but now we're fighting for the children of East Omaha.
Terry and I are on the board of the Q's Fund, which supports the Q's school system, made up of Holy Name, All Saints, and Sacred Heart School, which I am a proud graduate of.
Our students receive a values-based education with the family support they need.
And they go on to graduate high school at a 96% rate.
Learn more about our children at qschools.org.
Here's an opportunity for business-to-business salespeople. NRG Media is looking for someone who gets excited about helping local businesses grow. Are you an idea person who can create and execute a plan? We should talk. At NRG Media, we create local marketing campaigns designed to meet a key challenge. On air, online, on-site, audio, video. It's all part of what you could do. A sales career with NRG lets you make a real difference. Business-to-business salespeople? Apply online at nrgmedia.com. NRG Media is an equal opportunity employer.
It's Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
Ollie, oxen free!
The 1620. The Zone.
And you know why I'm laughing, don't you? Now, it's time for the Unsportsmanlike Conduct Bet of the Day.
Just a little bit under where some folks would like to see this one wind up.
Brought to you by nobody.
You gotta be kidding me.
Really, we don't have a sponsor. Sorry.
All right. I won. Nick won. John lost because Travis Etienne did not score a touchdown. I am down. This is the last bet of the day of the year. I'm going to try to get above $0. Give me the Bengals, the Bucks, the Vikings, the Lions, the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Steelers, Michigan, Georgia, plus 23.94. Let's go. On the money line for everybody.
I'll do a college football playoff parlay. Give me Georgia minus 6.5 and TCU plus 7.5 for a plus 249 as I will finish over in the money.
You will.
You owe me.
Nick, sorry, that goes to the producer.
Oh, well, give me the Dolphins minus 190. John, I'm in debt, so I can't pay you money.
That's the bet of the day.
Iowa.
And now, is this something you did yourself?
Nope, it's from the archives.
From the archives.
Here we go as we wrap up the year. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Thank you, friends of the program.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
All you jackals.
And now a poem from friend of the program, Sipple's lost t-shirt. 'Twas the week before Christmas, and all through the station, we all could hear DB wax poetic about Larry's station. The mics were hung on the desks with care, in hopes that a boss other than Stibbs soon would be there. The listeners were all snug in their beds with their stream online, in hopes that they would soon hear Ba opine with visions of Josh getting pegged with eggs in their mind. While all of the listeners in their favorite team's cap, we just settled in to listen to Gary try to rap. When on the stream, there arose such a clatter. We logged onto Twitter to see what was the matter. It was Michigan Lance and Nebraska Ball Mike, each telling the other to take a hike. Now Shane, now Corey, on jibs and stibs to my Lou. Play those drops, get to break. Time for the blow through. It is now 6 p.m. Unsportsmanlike Conduct winds down. Listeners look at the clock with a sad, sad frown. What a great year with 1620 as the year slowly creeps from sight. Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
$16.20 The Zone.